Yo, what's good? We back. What's good? What's good, Knicks fans? What's good? What's good? What's good? So it's game day, right? So it's game day. I think we have a lot to prove today, right? A ton to prove. So we have a ton to prove today. Um, I think the Golden State Warriors are a team that we should measure our progress against, and not the progress of this season, but I'm talking about measuring the progress of our rebuild. Um, are we in our excitement for W's? Are we as far along as we think? Um, Ilmatics, what's good? So, are we as far along in this rebuild as we think? Are we as far along with the roster and development as we think? Um, are we as far along as the organization as we think? I think this game here serves as a good litmus test for us. It serves as a good litmus test for us. This game will allow us to um, um, determine some units of measure for us, right? Listen, I know our organization is not the Golden State Warriors. We're not the Golden State Warriors. We don't have 3 championships in the last however many years or whatever. You know, I know this. So I got a dog distracting me in the background. That's the distraction. So, but anyways, yeah. So are we as far along as what we think? Delano Steele, what's good? What's good? So Delano Steele says, salute Freezy Bonus here since it hasn't been said in a while. Frank Ntilikina is a 6'4" Anthony Bennett. A 6'4" Anthony Bennett. Right. Right. Yeah. So my question is to y'all, how far along are we? Is it time for us to start measuring where we are as an organization? I guess is what I'm getting at. The win against the Boston Celtics, I felt like was one measure where you're like, you know what, maybe, hey, Robert Paul, what's good? What is good? So the win against the Boston Celtics, I felt like the win against the Bucks was like the win against the Milwaukee Bucks was like, hey, you know what? How about we start tracking our progress, right? As an organization. That win against the Bucks, it did, and a win where we were supposed to get the brakes beat off of us. And I think it was a situation where, we were like, hey, let's start measuring our progress, and because we may be further along than what we think, and then we knock off other teams, then we knock off good teams, and so now you're like, you know what? Maybe this team has something here. Maybe this roster from last year, these rookies that we thought were maybe throwaways, maybe they're not throwaways. Maybe we have something. And so now at 7-8, we played the Golden State Warriors. Right? And it wasn't just our rookies and young players. It was Julius Randle also. Because a lot of y'all wanted to trade Randle, throw him away, get him off the team. The State of the New York Knicks podcast said, I do not want Julius Randle on my team. Those are his words. State of the New York Knicks podcast is probably somewhere sleeping right now. Dreaming about the perfect draft lottery scenario. But I'm here to tell y'all, I think it's food for thought. Okay. I think it's food for thought. I think it's a good measure of if Golden State comes out with their best effort and we hang in there, it's a close game. We should start thinking like maybe we should keep Julius Randle long term. Maybe RJ Barrett's shooting is not a major concern. Maybe Kevin Knox will develop offensively. I think these are stunning questions to ask if you're interested in what this team will look like by the end of the season. Because if you're worried about if you're concerned about what the team will look like at the end of the season, you want to kind of mark time. You want to mark time so that you can compare notes basically. You know, like yeah, RJ looked like this at early in the season. Mitchell Robinson looked like that early in the season. So Man of Steel says, I don't want to judge and measure where we are because this is a brand new regime. One game at a time. Right. Well, to that, Man of Steel, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say I don't want to compare. I don't want to use that as a compare it to an older regime. Now, I'm pointing out the fact that what we had left over from an old regime is being coached and developed by a new regime, and just we just want to see where we are. Are these guys worth carrying over? You know, if you do it one at a time, I think that's marking time. Like if we do it one game at a time, especially against say certain opponents, proven opponents. If we do it against certain opponents, proven opponents, I think you get to a situation where you can at least measure, what we have. Give you an example. Chetnik was good. The New York Knicks are in the building. Salute. So I'll give you an example of what I mean. If Emmanuel quickly comes out this game against Steph Curry and Golden State and has a 18-8 game against the remnants of a championship team. Yo, Sheik Jop is in the building. So if Emmanuel quickly comes out and has an 18-8 game against this team, are we to say, no, this game doesn't matter. It was just a regular season game in the middle of the schedule and blah, blah, blah. Or do we say, this kid Emmanuel quickly went up against one of the greatest players of all time and he did his thing. He may be a keeper. You see how the two conversations go? Both are real conversations. One conversation is, yeah, Golden State was playing on a back to back. The Knicks were fresh. It's just a random. Muhammad Musa, salute. Sherwin M, what's good? You know what I mean? So one conversation is, yeah, it was, they played it just on a back to back, and you quickly had 18-8, but it was not against Steph Curry mainly, and so it's that conversation. And then there's this conversation. Yo, Emmanuel quickly in limited minutes put up 18-8 against a team that is not too far removed from winning championships. He put up 18-8 against a team that had gone to the NBA Finals 5 times in a row. So there's that conversation, right? So which side of the fence are you on as a Knicks fan? Because Knicks fans, as Knicks fans, we don't just look, we don't watch the game just for mere entertainment. We don't watch the game for mere entertainment. We take notes. We're diligent. You remember that spin move Randall did in the third quarter, and it went off his foot. It was 18 seconds left on the shot clock. That's the Knicks. So here's hey, Captain Slim, what's good? So here's random NBA fan. I'm just gonna throw out a random fan base here. So here's random NBA. Here's Oklahoma City Thunder fan. So Julius turned the ball over, right? That's random. NBA fan. Here's Dallas Maverick fan. Julius Randle turned the ball over, right? Now here's the Knicks fan. Man, they passed the ball into Julius. He saw the double team coming, and instead of kicking out to Elfrid Payton, he did a spin move towards the defense and lost it off his ankle. It went out of bounds. See, that's the Knicks fan. Hey, salute to Stephen Fox, man. Foxy, you did a great job last night, man. Awesome job. Awesome job last night. Awesome job. Stephen Fox did an awesome job last night. Kane Jerry, what's good? Foy Trey, what's happening? And so yeah, I want y'all to feel me on this. Because I feel y'all. I'm like y'all, right? I'm like y'all, except I'm arrogant enough to shove a microphone in my face every day and get on here and talk. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like y'all, except weaponized. So here's random NBA fan, right? And random Washington Wizards fan. RJ had a bad shooting night, right? This is just a random fan, right? Just a random Washington Wizards fan, right? We're just random NBA, just random fan, period. Just random. And I'm just going to say the Washington Wizards, right? So RJ had a bad shooting night, right? Random fan of the NBA, right? So here's Knicks fan. RJ has missed 21 straight threes, and he made one from top of the key, but now he's 0 for 17 from the corner three. He's missed the last 10 from the left corner and missed 7 in a row from the right corner. And he caught those passes from Elfrid Payton. You see what I mean? So there's a difference. There's a difference. And that's the reason why I ask you, that's the reason why I ask you, Knicks fan, if tonight's game we look at this game as a litmus test. Because I know you're going to dissect every second of the game anyway. I know this. I know this. And you know, guess who else knows? You know this. You know this, right? You know you're going to dissect every second of every game, every play, from every angle. You know you're going to dissect this, right? I've been in situations. I've been fortunate enough to be in situations where I could talk to Knicks fans and they break down the minutia. Oh, I'm sorry, the minutia. That's what we do. We are minutia splitters. That's what we are minutia separators. That's what we are, right? And there's no harm in that. There's no crime in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not blaming you. You know, we are who we are, right? I'm not saying being a minutia separator is a bad thing when it comes to the Knicks. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because actually it leads to better dialogue and conversations when Knicks fans get together. You don't just talk about random stuff. Like the thing that frustrates me the most, and I told Foxy about this, and I guess he laughed, but the thing that frustrates me the most is when five Knicks fans get together and scream the same thing, right? Five Knicks fans get together and say, Elfrid Payton can't shoot. Elfrid Payton can't shoot. And the other person responds with, Elfrid Payton can't shoot. And then you have two people on the sidelines that are chanting from one side or another saying, Elfrid Payton can't shoot. So while it's frustrating, it's frustrating because clearly stating the obvious over and over, and then if you can't win the argument, just screaming the obvious louder does not make it more correct, right? And so what does that have to do with tonight's game against Golden State, right? So you're like, Uncle Freezy, what does that have to do with tonight's game against Golden State? Games like tonight offer us the opportunity to figure out. It's like looking in the mirror, right? It's like looking in the mirror. You get up, you get out of bed, you stretch, you know what I'm saying? Do your morning exercises, go get in the shower, you know what I'm saying? Iron your clothes, put on your best outfit for the day or whatever, and you go out in the world and you feel like you're something. But wait, before you realize you're something, there's one thing you didn't do. And I know there's a lot of things that I skipped over, but I'm getting to a certain point. But the thing you do every day is look in the mirror. Some people look in the mirror to make sure that they don't look like a homeless person. Does this tie match my shirt? Is my beard nappy? And right now, my beard's that, man. I ain't doing that. My beard nappy. You know, is my hair flying away? Whatever. Some people look in the mirror for that. I think we all do for some. Hey, sedute. I made up a new word on the fly. Pseudonym Squeepay. Thank you for helping me create a new word. Sedute. Sedute, everybody. Sedute. So anyways, salute to pseudonym Squeepay. So anyway, but some of us look in the mirror to see, like, look at that. I'm getting older. I can tell around here. I can tell. And so that's what this Golden State game is for us. Illmatics is so crazy. Sedute X. There you go, sir. And there we have it. Sedute X. And there we have it. So yeah, so this game is I feel like we should at least talk about, is this game that important? And so while I like making fun of the pessimists and the realists. Because the realists feel like they're the smartest out of everybody. The realists feel like they're smarter than everyone. And they'll say something like, nah, nah, nah. I'm just saying, look at these facts. Napoleon Bonaparte said, the truth is a pack of lies agreed upon. Y'all hear me? Napoleon Bonaparte said, the truth is a pack of lies agreed upon. Right? Think about that for me. The truth is a pack of lies agreed upon. Right? Okay. All right. So I'm not gonna say that anymore. It's funny when you look at it in those terms. So anyway, so I'm looking at this. Yo, get out of here. Guess who is back in town? Oh boy. Oh boy. Guess who's back? Big Oso's in the building. What's good? Big Oso, what's happening? Mind Space Invader, what's good? Hey, yeah, the conversation, some fans hell-bent about a true point guard over a combo guard. Yeah, that conversation is, if they want to talk basketball, man, I'll talk basketball with them. But in terms of, and I would talk about definition, not importance. Because at the end of the day, y'all know what's the most important to me. And it's not a very long word. It's not a very long sentence or paragraph. Right? The most important thing to me is a 3-letter word. Win. Win. If you're not trying to do it, get out the way. It's that simple. If you're not trying to do it, go home. SJ3, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's happening, pal? Pal, it must be 6 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. What's happening? I'm here to tell you, man. So I'm gonna get back to my Golden State Warriors are the measuring stick deal in a minute. But since I'm distracted about the most important thing, I know, and I know Ghetto Intellect got on me one morning about development and changing the culture and all that stuff. And I hear what he was saying. I respect his point. Right. The most important thing to me is winning. Winning. CK2K doesn't have any excuses. What? I need some clarity on that, man. I don't know. I don't know still. I don't know. Maybe I missed a conversation. Maybe, yeah, I probably missed part of that. Yeah, so the act of winning is the most important thing to me, period. Right? And I feel like I'm a patient man. I'm a patient man, right? I have things going on, and instead of jumping to say said conclusion, like instead of fast forwarding through the story and getting to the conclusion, I sometimes I let the story play itself out in order to get all the details, and then that way I won't form a false conclusion. How about that? I'm patient, right? But when I'm telling the Knicks fans, the organization, Everybody surrounding the Knicks. Knicks content creators. Our sole purpose every day we wake up should be centered around one thing, and that's W's. And if you're not contributing to W's, you're contributing to L's. And I need for you to get out of the way, move. Go on back where you come from. If you're not contributing to W's, you're contributing to L's. Right? And so people will tell me, I know the Knicks have been losing for a long time, man, but you got to be patient with this Knicks squad here. You know, such and such and such and such. No, I ain't got to do nothing. Not like that. So I'm patient, right? I'm patient, right? But also, the most important to me is the act of winning, Knicks fans. So this Golden State game, hold on, somebody's blowing a trumpet somewhere. Let me hold on. Yeah, so the most important thing to me is winning. What's the most important thing to y'all? Right? Somebody tell me something. Somebody put some energy in this chat. Somebody hit this chat with a lightning bolt. Somebody in this somebody I need somebody to hit this chat with a lightning bolt. Man, I need some energy from the chat. Right? So I'm straight, right? Chef NYK was good. Was good. SJ3 says, Claude, have mercy. Yeah, hey, salute to the Legion of Knicks podcast. Salute. So every day we wake up as a Knicks fan and as the organization, and I'm talking about from top to bottom, I'm talking about roster guys, I'm talking about people in the training facility, medical staff, admin people, the owner. Everybody should embrace this one thing. That is the act of winning. What would it take for us to get to a place where winning is the most important thing? And why are we not there already? Right? Why are we not there already? Is that too much to ask? Is my foot on the throttle? Is my foot on the gas mindset about winning too much? Is it too strong? Is it overkill? Should I be more patient? Should I be patient and think about letting kids develop and drafting a guy next year, adding a piece in 2 years, using these 6 second-round picks in 2 years to draft 6 guys, and maybe a free agent will come in 4 years. Somebody have mercy on us and come here. Yeah. So should I adopt that mentality, or should I be in a mindset that this game tonight is very important? So Stephen Fox says 6 coaches in 6 years impacts development. Dylan O'Steele is tipping the cap to everybody. Tip of the cap. Come on in. Y'all come on in and get comfy. Should we consider, and I'm going somewhere with this, right? But we got all day. We got, what do we have? Like 12 or so hours to the game, 12 hours and some change before the game tips. So we can take our time. We can take our time with this point. Anthony Alvarado says there's no reason to disappoint yourself each and every single game with the mistakes of young kids, especially with the lack of talent. That's spoken like a true realist. There's no need to disappoint yourself each and every single game with the mistakes of young kids, especially with the lack of talent. I'm here to tell you, I don't think we have a lack of talent. I think we have, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Experience. I think we have a lack of experience. Is probably Juju 92. What's good? Juju 92 says, "Hype for this game." I am as well. Hey, Kevin McLeod, you are gonna beg somebody to come play for you because they ain't coming. Cornerstone Kev, you are gonna beg somebody, and you're gonna get on your hands and knees, and you're gonna beg them. Right? That's what Knicks fans do. Please come here, Giannis, in 2 years. Please, KD, please come here. LeBron, I know you was flipping bottles on us during the game, but please come here. Anthony Davis, I know that the Lakers gave up a whole haul to have you come to the Lakers, but please come here. Knicks fans will hands and knees in front of everybody too. Not even ashamed. No shame. Please come here, random NBA superstar that has no interest in coming here, but just come here because the Garden is the mecca of basketball. That's the main reason. Come here because the Garden is the mecca of basketball. Bro. And I'm getting back to the Golden State thing. I'm here to tell you. Jeez. Cornerstone Kev said, just put the link in the thing. Okay. All right. All right. Just for you, Cornerstone Kev. There it is. So the thing is with this Golden State game, it's interesting to talk about if this is our measure of progress. How much progress have we made under Tom Thibodeau in these almost 20 games? And I'm counting the preseason. Yes, I'll count the preseason. Because we've seen the Knicks in 20 games of game action. How much progress have we made? I'm not counting what Fizdale did. I'm not counting what Fizdale did or prior regimes or any of that. So Legion of Knicks said, we're getting coached up. The team compared to others has a lack of talent. Talent shines somehow regardless of coaching. Right. I don't know if we have a distinct lack of talent. So if y'all have a point, if yeah, I think y'all might have a point about a lack of talent. I just don't think it's a void. So like I said, I think every team, when I think about it, I might be wrong. I think every team may have a lack of talent somewhere. But I don't think we're I don't think we're that far away from being a contender. Danny Lee, what's good? Every time I see Danny Lee's name, I think about the Bad News Bears. Hey, Danny Griffin, you was good. Every time I see Danny Lee's name, and Danny Lee, I'm not picking on you, but I think about the Bad News Bears. Right? What's the coach? What's the coach? The drunk dude, Walter Matthau's character. Butter, was it Butterworth? Something I forget what it is, but every time I think about Danny Lee, I think about how bad the Bears looked until the long-haired kid came to bat. So it was like the team looked terrible until you heard the announcer go, "No, got him.
Number 3, Danny Lee.
Danny Lee, was that you? Did you lead the Bad News Bears to the Little League World Series? Was that you, Danny Lee, playing center field, catching all the balls, wouldn't let nobody touch it?
Now batting, number 3, Danny Lee.
Yo, so here's the thing. I don't know if we have a lack of talent, like a large void. I think we have regular, average to good NBA talent, because you can look at certain guys on our roster and look at other teams' roster and say, you know what, they don't have that over there. You know what I'm saying? Like you can look at say random team USA. You can look at Oklahoma City and say, hey, they don't have a Mitch. They don't have a Mitchell Robinson. They don't have a Julius Randle. You know, they don't have an Emmanuel Quickly. You know, they don't have a RJ Barrett. Now they may have other stuff. They may have other stuff. They may have the other shiny objects that we wish we had, like a silky smooth wing scorer. They may have that. We don't. We don't have a guy. We don't have a 6'8" small forward slash shooting guard slash sometimes in the pinch power forward with smooth handles and a 40-inch vertical with quick twitch muscles, real smooth, 40% 3-point shot. See, we don't have that. So while other teams probably have 1, 2, 3, or 4 of those guys, we don't have that. You know what I'm saying? But we do have a Julius Randle. You know, we do have a dare I say it, an Elfrid Payton. Johnny Davis was good. And I know y'all love Elfrid Payton. Listen, I know y'all love Elfrid Payton. Every time I mention Elfrid Payton's name, it stirs some type of debate, right? Every time I say Elfrid Payton's name, it stirs some type of debate. I know y'all love Elfrid Payton, and I understand he's going to be part of the future, the point guard mix going forward, right? Because you don't cut a guy and bring him back. You don't cut a guy and bring him back, and then, you know what I'm saying, think he's not going to be a part of the long-term puzzle. You cut him and you brought him back because you liked him. You cut him, gave him a wink, like, hey, Elfrid, we're going to cut you because we can't afford to pay you $10 million. But wink, wink, we'll keep bringing you back on these 1-year deals. And I know some Knicks fans will probably be frustrated, but we're just going to do this 1-year deal going forward, just into the future, maybe like the next 3 or 4 years, 2 or 3 years. Right? Other teams don't have a guy like Elfrid Payton who is capable of getting a triple-double on any night. Jared Payton is better than Elfrid Payton? Wow. Elfrid. Why do y'all do my guy like that? Oh, did I say my guy? I'm sorry. Oof. Did I call him my guy? Let me. Oh! That came out. Yeah, that was. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Keyshawn B says, I think Brad Wanamaker better than Payton. The Knicks always move slow in acquiring guys who aren't exactly choir boys. They should have signed Josh Jackson if they can't get Kevin Porter Jr. If they can get Kevin Porter Jr., they should do it. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Hold on. I'm getting there. Y'all hold on. I'm building this thing up slow. You know how it is. Well, you know how it is with babies. You gotta do the hibbity jibbity, and then you gotta, do the 9 months. Then you gotta go to the doctor, and then next thing you know, you got a human being in your kitchen. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So, and I know you're like, man, getting where? Hurry up. Calm down, Knicks fans. Calm down. Just be patient. Be patient. I'm telling the most impatient fan base in the world to be patient. So the thing about the Golden State game is we can measure ourselves against them now. Here's step 2 of this thing that I've been talking to y'all about. Hey, wait a minute. Did I even play? I'm 40 minutes in, and I didn't even do the intro. You know what? I'm sorry. Kev, what's good? Hold on. I'm about to finish in, and I didn't even do this yet.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Still get motivated by that every time I hear it.
Yo, that's fire, man. That's fire.
Yeah, still get motivated by that every time that I hear it. So that joint there is a joint off of Divine Son's recent album, Beautiful People, and my homeboy Dan Johns has that lead verse, and so I went to him and was like, "Yo, I'm looking to do an intro." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I always respected your work. You know what I mean? I'm gonna steal this joint. I'm gonna steal this joint to play for the intro. And he was like, "Man, go ahead, get out of here. You know you can use it. You know you can use it." So I'm like, okay. So hey, so again, y'all can check out Divine Sons and the Beautiful. It's on iTunes. The entire album's on iTunes for those that are interested in making a purchase and blah blah blah. I'm not looking to solicit for them, but I'm just looking to guide you if you're interested, whatever.
Hey, Freeze, real quick, ain't it amazing, man, how we have all this technology, and when we're like in our teens, the only way we could get any type of music was using a tape recorder.
Yeah. Yeah. Straight up going to Poppy getting the 3-pack of TDK tapes from the Puerto Rican school for $1.49. And when Poppy went up to $1.99, I was like, Poppy, I can't afford no $1.99. What are you doing? You killing the culture, Pops.
Yeah, man. And then right when you wanted that beat off the radio, you had to actually tape it from the radio.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying.
Man. Kids don't know how good they got it, man. Kids don't know how good they got it.
Bro, I guarded my Cold Crush Brothers tape.
Yes, sir.
Like it was Fort Knox.
Yeah.
And y'all know how I love Casanova Fly.
Yeah, man.
Y'all know how I love him. I mean, I told my man face to face. He was on and I'm gonna get back to the Knicks, but we I was on Sim Show, the front stoop, and it was a bunch of rappers on. Ice-T, Lord Jamar, DMC from Run DMC, MC Search, and then it was like myself and some others. And so I was like, yo, I had no idea what art was until I heard, or I'm sorry, until I read Langston Hughes. Like Langston Hughes, the Harlem poet.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right. And so I didn't know what, because he described street life and life in general in a way that opened up my mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I couldn't see, like I could see my life through my eyes and through other people's experiences. Other people that were older than me would tell me stuff, and then it would like unlock me to see. But then to hear somebody from back then in the 30s, 20s, 30s talk about stuff, it's just like, it just blew my mind. But anyway, I told Casanova Fly, I was like, yo, when I first heard you rap, it was like somebody put Langston Hughes over music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it was like, and so these guys are like, man, Uncle Freezy always be trying to be so romantic with stuff. And I'm like, nah, man, nah, listen, when somebody does something great, and it impacts you, man, you got to give them credit. You got to give them credit. They're like for instance, Stephen Fox asked a question last night or the night before or whatever. And it kind of set me back in the moment, right? Because it was like a really good question. Because a lot of times all I get is, man, Uncle Freezy, you think Quickly should be starting over Alfred Payton?
Yeah.
Hey man, how many times we gonna go over that question? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You think Uncle Freezy? You think when Frank come back, you think Frank gonna get somebody minutes? Dog, how many times we gonna go over? Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. But Foxy asked the question. Foxy asked the question, and it made so much sense in the moment. It was like, yo, pal, what's good?
Yo, what's good, everybody?
How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. 6:30 a.m. I'm ready for the game.
Yeah.
I'm ready. We ready. Let's go.
Let's get it. So let me. I'm a slow down that what I was just talking about in order to connect the dots to the conversation that I was having with the virtual chat before y'all arrived. So my question was, do we use this game as the measuring stick against a team? Say if we win, do we stay the course with everything that we have? Like not do anything knee jerk. And I'm not saying do anything knee jerk, y'all. Y'all know how I am. I say every day we wake up, we need to focus on winning, right?
Right.
But I also don't want to say trade everybody and their mama for a guy and just start all over. I don't want to do that.
Well,
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, see again, we have too many bipolar Knicks fans. All right, they're passionate about their team, but they want to make illogical moves, like trading everyone, like trading Randall, trading Mitch. You know how big of a proponent I was about not trading Mitch. Everybody was like, "Oh, trade him to get like the trade him, and whoever will go to state to get that third pick and everything." I'm like, we've been working so hard to build a foundation, and you just want to give one of our key foundations. Mitchell Robinson was our diamond in the rough.
Yeah,
it's somebody that that Perry, one of the good things that he's done, found and brought him along. Nobody wanted him. He was undrafted, unpolished. When I first saw him, I was like, "Oh, he looks like somebody that could, be of help to us." Then when I started seeing his ability, I was like, "Yo, this is a foundational piece right here." Right. So him, RJ, and now I was talking about this yesterday on Ron's Man podcast. RJ, Mitchell, Obi, Quickly, and now I'm going to throw Randall in there because of what he's doing. That's our foundation. Like it or not, that's our foundation.
So Kev, let me ask you this before Powell jumps in. I'm gonna let you eat. I just want to. Kev sped me up a little bit. I wanted to kind of take my time, but Kev kind of threw my foot on the gas real quick. So here's the thing: if if we're embarrassed by the Golden State Warriors, if we go out there and we're outclassed by a mile, do you consider trading for Lonzo Ball and trading for Kevin Porter Jr.? This is what I wanted to get to, but I wanted to kind of separate the two players. But since you sped me up, this is where we are.
No. The reason why I say that is because of the coaching staff that we have and Tibbs. All he's going to do is just say, shake it off, go back to the drawing board because we have a game the next day. You got to forget about this. We'll see them again. We'll see Golden State again, and we got Golden State tonight. We got
Sacramento
tomorrow, and then Sunday we have Portland. If anything, I want the Portland game, and I know we'll get into this because Damian Lillard was talking some crap, and so we'll get to that. But that's the game that I really want, and I really want the Utah game as well. It would be great to sweep them this year. But as far as tonight, we got to understand that we're still, getting better. We're trying to get better each game. So depending on how we play, that's what I'm more concerned of how we play. I want to win the game. No question. I want to win the game, but I want us to keep developing those habits, those good habits, because we haven't had good habits in years.
Right.
Now it seems like we have leadership and we have direction. So I just want us to keep trying to go up the trajectory of being positive, because eventually when we're at that trajectory, everybody in the media, everybody's going to start looking at us and be like, "Oh, this Knicks team is not the same Knicks team."
But Kev, you could literally, not literally, I guess, but in action, you can acquire 2 first-round picks that are less than 23 years old for the cheap.
Right. But what are you giving up? What do you want to give up? And will that destroy some of the chemistry? Because now you have to work on that chemistry again if you bring these people in.
So here's the thing with chemistries. You won't have to worry about bad chemistry with some, because those players may not be here. Like some of those players will be going the other way in a Lonzo Ball trade. You know what I'm saying? So some guys you won't have to worry about. Like say for instance, Dennis Smith Jr. or
yeah, I agree with you totally on DSJ.
Yeah, so Dennis Smith Jr. may want a fresh start anyway because he's buried, because of point guard depth.
Really buried.
And at the end of the season, he can walk in free agency if he doesn't like New Orleans anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you can trade, you can make the chemistry fit, so to speak. And then plus the thing I failed to mention, but we need to recognize is that injuries are a serious part of this season. Right? Yeah. The Knicks, everybody's been hurt except RJ, Elf, and
Randall.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So acquiring depth may not be a bad thing, especially at the point guard position.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If you make that trade, Lonzo's not going to be at the end of the bench. So are you willing to switch out Alfred for Lonzo? And the other thing is, how is Alfred? Well, it's probably going to crush Alfred because he's going from starting to now technically being, the third guard coming off the bench, because quickly he's still going to get those minutes backing, whoever's starting, right?
Yeah, I think you get Lonzo with no expectations. You get Lonzo, you bring him in, and you be like, "Hey, Lonzo, man, listen, you starting over from scratch, bro. You know what I'm saying? A clean slate. We're giving you what is called a clean slate." Right, where you can earn your minutes in practice and on the court.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So while we're not taking into account all the positives you made in the NBA, we're not taking into account your negatives either. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna give you a clean slate for you to start all over fresh
Yeah.
with
So,
go ahead, man.
yeah. So what are you telling Peyton then?
I think Peyton is still a starter.
Oh, you think he's still the starter?
Yeah, I think Peyton. I think Alfred is still the starter, and you let Peyton know that if he doesn't step his game up, these two young guys behind him are going to continue to eat into his minutes. And plus, what that gives you is the diversity to. So what it does is it gives you. And chat, I want y'all to feel me on this. I want y'all to feel me on this now. I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm about to say because I know y'all are going to be like, "Oh man, Uncle Freeze, you lost it." Just keep it in context. It gives you the opportunity to decrease Reggie Bullock's minutes because now you can play quickly off the ball. You can, and then on defense, you can have Lonzo Ball do the things that Reggie Bullock did on defense. And listen, they're the same size. One's a shooting guard, one's a point guard, and so now you give Tom Thibodeau the flexibility to run that 2-point guard offense that he said that he wanted to run with Quickly and with Elfrid Payton, except you do it with Quickly and Lonzo Ball.
Okay, I can go with that.
And in the Kevin Porter Jr. situation, you take a flyer. You just take a flyer. You're like, hey kid, listen. We traded for you. We didn't get anything, and we didn't pay anything for you. We bringing you here for a fresh start. If you don't walk the line, you out of here. Period. But if he does walk the line, that's
another body. That's another.
Yeah. If he does, right.
That's if.
That's
if.
And sometimes I don't value Tibbs' job, man, because if that does work out, he's got to make some real tough decisions. But again, that's why he gets the big bucks. Leon Rose said, "Hey, I gave you the players. Now you gotta work with them." So
did he disappear?
Yeah, he's
no, I'm here. I'm here. I just wanted to do something off screen, man.
You good.
Go ahead. Tell us what you think, man.
So Kev is Powell.
Oh,
it's Powell. Yeah, it's Ayo Powell. Yeah.
Ayo Powell.
Yeah, it's like saying, "Hey, yo."
So he knows that. He knows that.
Yeah, I got you. My bad.
So, what was the topic at hand? Because we have a lot of topics.
Those two guys. Lonzo Ball and Porter.
I'm gonna start with Porter because I think my decision for him is a lot easier. I'm gonna have to say no to him right now because right now he's going through a lot of things, and right now we have a group of guys that are like working together and trying to win and trying to figure themselves out, right? And Porter's mind is clearly not in hoop right now. To bring somebody in like that, he needs help. He needs professional help. You know what I mean? Like this is a beyond basketball issue. Like him going to a new franchise doesn't mean that's gonna solve all of his issues. He's just in a new team, but he still has the same challenges in life. So that's all I'm that's all I'm gonna say. Plus, there's just a lot of things that if he goes there, New York media is gonna push him, and you know how our media guys are. If he's not in the mental, he's a young dude. And he's going through. He's lost his pops. He made some really bad decisions so far. So he needs to find his way. And I don't think joining our team will help him. As much as Woody's the type of dude to people say he wrangle or like JR, but JR's his own man too. JR had to make the decision himself. But right. As for Alonzo. I worry about his defensive play because I live in LA over here, but like I'm a Knicks guy. I mean, I'm from New York, so
man.
Yeah.
Strong. We strong.
Nah, we strong here, but nah. Trust me, I get clowned here all the time when I wear my Knicks cap. But yeah, as for Lonzo, man, I don't know. I'm worried about him defensively. I'm worried about his shooting. There's just too many unknowns. It's like it's not really an upgrade. It's more like a sideways replacement. We're not really stepping up from Alfred to Lonzo. We're just going sideways. But I do like his playmaking a little bit more. He's somebody that we can use to, run and do transition plays. He's good at that. But his shooting scares me. If we have him there, and then let's say somehow Reggie's still in the lineup, and then RJ, Randall's gonna do his thing, and then Mitch, who's just barely learning how to not foul people. Shout out to him for that. But I think I'm gonna just for now I'm gonna just see how far this team goes within like the next the next 20 or 30 games, and then I'll gauge from there. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so two things between Lonzo and Alfred. I'll ask you. One, who do you think can shoot the three better? And two, who do you think will complement Randall and the rest of the starting five better?
Ooh, Lonzo Ball's numbers are trash.
They both got ugly jump shots.
Yeah.
But for some reason, Lonzo seems to find its way. I don't know how, but it just does.
Okay.
Sometimes they're not. They're both the same, honestly. Like they don't make it at the times that we need them to be. But then, like when it's like garbage time, they're
automatic.
Yeah, they're like Beasley. You know what I mean? It's like buckets. So, like I said, it's like my man Prince Poti said, lateral. It's a lateral move from Lonzo Alfred.
Okay, so again, that's why I say let's just stay the course with what we have right now, and don't make any knee jerk reactions. Don't be like the Nets. The Nets, always making these knee jerk reactions with getting hard and every. But they're going to be screwed.
I was thinking about that, right? Cause growing up, I was low key rocking with the New Jersey Nets. Kerry Kittles was like my guy.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for all those fans in Jersey that this team decided to literally shred its history and say, yo, we're no longer New Jersey, we're Brooklyn. It's like every single person who's moving to Brooklyn that's like, yo, I move here, I can claim this place now.
Right.
Like they.
Oh, this is still New York. This is still a Knicks town.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what I mean. It's like building the Barclay, and it's just like it was just like a messy situation that displaced a lot of people when that whole situation was going on. That a lot of people that are new Nets fans now don't really realize. So to me that's a little bit deeper. But here's my last point to the Nets. Right, I don't know if I want to root for a team that has nobody in the roster that I saw being drafted, even if it's one or two players. I don't know if I would feel proud of that win.
That's a good point.
Like,
that's a really, really good point.
Like I didn't watch Harden have shooting woes and then somehow make it all the way and then bring us to the promised land.
Yeah.
Walt was drafted. Come on, man.
I think the only one that was drafted was was LeVert the only one that was drafted by them?
No, he
Karis, Jarrett, those two.
Jared Allen, Karis LeVert was drafted by somebody else and traded to the Nets on draft night.
Oh, okay. So Jared Allen is probably the only one then, right?
Yeah, but he's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And look how they played without it. They dropped one. They let them 147 points. They have no defense.
Hey, be from Jersey. I know that the Nets are contenders. I'm not saying they're not. I'm talking about their situation. Yeah. Their situation of how they got to it, because it can easily go south if they don't win nothing this year or next year. And quite frankly, I don't think they will win this year because I think the Lakers will, are going to win the whole thing as it is anyway.
Hey, so shout out to Sima Singh. Sima Singh says basically nobody wants to get rid of their point guard unless that point guard is trash. So, I understand. I understand where you're coming from, but it goes back to the question though. So here's the thing. Nobody wants to get rid of their young point guard unless they're trash. But here's a different perspective. What does that make the teams that are looking for a young point guard? Does that make you also trash or worse?
Um,
I mean, think about it. If you're looking through somebody else's rubbish bin, does that mean that their rubbish is more valuable than what you already have?
well, I think in a situation like DSJ,
Yeah.
I think that he would be better off with a fresh start with another team. So to your question, he's one of those players that, because he's still young. He's still young. What is he, like 20, 21 maybe?
All of our guys are pretty young, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, exactly. He
Oh.
he could thrive on on another team. So to answer your question, Uncle Freeze, I I agree. Unfortunately, he is that trash that could turn out to be a treasure for another team.
Right. Right.
He just doesn't fit
Reclamation
with us.
project.
Yes, exactly.
That's
exactly.
that's the thing.
Exactly. I'm with you.
We also have to consider not just the talent of or the potential, what could be talent of reclamation project, but also if that reclamation project can be handled by our coaching staff.
Right. Do we have the ability to handle reclamation projects at a rate or pace where that said project can develop and is not a detriment to our organization? So we say that about DSJ, but we could also say that about Kevin Porter Jr. Right?
I would
Can-
I
can
would I would say yeah, because I mean, isn't EP technically a reclamation project?
Yes.
Isn't Randall technically a reclamation project? Isn't Mitch technically a reclamation project?
Well,
Technically.
I don't know about Mitch.
Well,
No.
now he's not, but
No.
like how he came into the
None of those
league.
guys mentioned are reclamation projects.
We were like ready to like ship those like EP out of here like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We still are.
Alfred Payton, I
With
think
good
Yeah,
reason.
of course.
is one. I don't know about the others. I'd like to hear more information on both sides. But in terms of Alfred Payton has started, has started 300 and what's the count right now? 13 plus 345 games for lottery teams. So he is the tank commander. And I know Knicks fans don't want to hear that, but no other guy in the history of the league has taken 4 different franchises straight to the lottery. Right? Straight to the lottery. That's Alfred Payton.
Well, he took those Orlando teams straight to the lottery.
Straight to the lottery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, Kev, did you hear what 345 games he started for teams in the lottery? Think about that. 340. That's 4 plus seasons, not including injuries.
Okay, so now let me ask you this: out of those teams that went to the lottery, what was their coaching like?
I'm not sure. I'm not, and I'm not sure. And you know what the counterbalance to that is? The counterbalance to that, the counterbalance to that is well, I don't want to get into it, man. But the fact remains, the fact where even with good coaching, he still drove the team to the lottery. So whether it was bad coaching or good coaching,
Well,
before Peyton,
it all depends on who was at the helm, because you have coaches that were retreads. And then you have solid coaching. Now, those Orlando Magic teams, that 1 year with Phoenix and that 1 year with
New Orleans.
Now, out of those teams, I believe Gentry was probably that, I won't say a winning coach, but a stable coach.
Man, he had teams in the playoffs. Remember, Alvin Gentry knocked the Portland Trailblazers out of the playoffs.
Okay, so there you go.
After Alfred Payton left.
Oh, you're messing with my mind. I barely have air to be pull it out.
I just thought of.
Orlando at the time when Alfred Payton was on the team.
Say again,
Go
Delano.
ahead.
What'd you say?
Was Stan Van Gundy the coach of the Orlando Magic at the time when Alfred Payton was on the team?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. All right. Well,
I'm not sure.
Is he a
so
playoff
Warren
coach?
Franklin was good.
I think you're right.
Van Gundy is definitely. In terms of organizations, Orlando is not a top 3 worst team in the league or a bottom 3 team in the league. The bottom 5. Orlando is that team that generally hovers around the 8 seed historically. They hover around somewhere between 7, 8, and 9 every year, and they drafted Alfred Payton straight in the lottery. Straight into the lottery. So we can come in and try to defend Alfred Payton's 345 games for a lottery team.
Well, no, I'm not trying to defend him per se.
As a starter.
As a starter?
Yeah, as a starter, right? Keyshawn B as a starter, right? Because he's played about 400 games, but 345 of those are for lottery teams, straight into the lottery.
Well, here's the thing. I have lobbied hard for Quickly to start. But see, the thing about it is Tibbs, I guess, really sees something in the starting role that Alfred is doing to keep him there.
Yeah.
And eventually we have to just trust what Tibbs sees. And not just Tibbs, but the rest of the coaching staff as well.
Right.
I think Brian probably sees something, as does Tibbs, that we don't, to have him keep starting.
So I'm gonna navigate back to the point. So if we lose to Golden State, say if we go on this road trip and lose, so we say if we lose all 4 games, or we win all 4 games, or we go 2-2, is it time to make a move?
No.
Well, here's the thing. If the management wasn't going to do that, then they wouldn't be doing their job. They have to look at all avenues, anything to make our team better. So bottom line, I trust whatever they do. Just don't do anything real out of the ordinary, like trading RJ or trading Mitch, trading, whoever. It's got to make sense. Yeah, it's got to make sense.
I'm in the same boat because, like, you know how the media cycle is, right? I think our FO is like being smart about it because you haven't heard any sort of rumor. Like, if this was like last year, you would have heard some kind of like article about the Knicks making like a proposal to get Harden here, but we didn't hear any of that. Leon Rose is moving in silence, and I like that. That's why I also trust what they're doing. And I'm not a fan. I don't like the idea of Alfred Payton carrying this team, but considering how last season, after 10 games, we had a press conference throwing our coach under the bus, and now
deservedly so. But
yeah, deservedly so. But like considering how much of a mess it is, and now. Like, people like all right, I'm gonna just clarify this, right? I am not a fan of Alfred Payton becoming the future of this team. I'm not a fan of Alfred Payton, but I'm working with what we got here. I'm being realistic here. I don't have time to like wish that some other point guard was here, but our record is crazy compared to like what we're discussing right here. It's
Alfred Payton is the future.
He's not the future. He's not gonna be the future.
How is he not the future? They cut him and brought him back.
Because we brought in a new cap dude. Our new cap dude is making sure that we don't overpay guys like we did last season. That's why they cut him, signed him for a cheaper deal because they knew what he was actually worth. Steve Mills was just cutting checks, man. He was just cutting checks. You get this, you get this. Yeah, go ahead.
What was the options in free agency at point guard?
Well, there's
that we were unable to get anybody else in here.
Man, we just played against Jeff Teague with the Celtics. Did you see Jeff Teague with that weird number for the Boston Celtics? You know what I'm saying? There are a lot. So here are the options, right? I'm just gonna go through them real quick as I remember them, right?
Van Fleet.
Right. I think he was always going to sign in Toronto. Ricky Rubio was traded twice in the same offseason. So to say that we couldn't get Ricky Rubio is kind of naive.
What's the Timberwolves record right now with Ricky Rubio as their point guard, backup or not?
Man, but look, okay, I get it. I dig it.
But this is all I'm saying, right? As far as like, I really want to just like give
you're
Elfrid Payton.
Elfrid Payton is a winner. That's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is somehow by the grace of God, this coaching staff is making something out of nothing.
Yes.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Could say like we could have had Mike Conley, but look how Mike Conley's performing over there. We could have.
You could have had Dennis Schroeder. The Lakers acquired him for a bench player in a late first round pick.
Well,
did the Knicks have that available to them?
Well,
yes.
Freeze, why are you putting this in our heads, man? You I know you're making a stake and everything, but man,
I think he wouldn't have. I think if he had a choice between money and the Knicks or playing with LeBron and getting a chip, I think he's gonna take LeBron and getting a chip.
Right, but he didn't have an option though. He was traded.
No, but like if we're talking about like if he had the choice, right? That's why you put his name out there, right?
Yeah. So the thing is, I think we could have had a cat like Schroeder. We could have traded for Westbrook. We could have traded for John Wall.
Yeah.
We could have traded for a bunch of guys. What I'm saying, if upgrading the point guard position was the number one priority, but it wasn't because we felt like Emmanuel Quickly is the guy. Like we don't have to go out and get all that stuff, man. We got our guy in house. We just need to develop him. But what I'm saying is to say that the market was barren, that Elfrid Payton was all that was out there, and we're fortunate that he came back and signed with us. I don't know if I believe that. I believe Elfrid Payton is a long-term piece for the Knicks. I think they like Elfrid Payton because you don't cut him and bring him back. You know what I'm saying? You don't cut him and bring him back for $5 million.
Nobody likes Elfrid Payton.
Freeze. It's only
Nobody
for one.
likes Elfrid Payton.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's only for 1 year.
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig it.
And you know, another thing that I realized too is if teams really did want to sign Elfrid for a higher deal, they would have. That's why Elfrid took this deal back here for cheaper.
Exactly. That's exactly what I
But if you're
Say that again.
That was off the cuff, so I don't remember. I was off the heart. I don't remember.
If Elfrid Payton was worth anything around the league, he would have been gone. Signed with
somebody would have taken him.
If he was worth two dead flies smashed together, he'd have been starting for Oklahoma City or someone else.
So if he got more than $5 million, right?
He got $5 million, I think.
Okay, so if he got more than $5 million, he would have said, "Okay, yeah, well, yeah, you're right." You're right.
Yeah, I mean, we're not disagreeing the fact that it's terrible seeing Payton start every time. I hate it. I'll be honest with you, but I don't think he's the future.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with Payton, and it makes me so angry because I saw it last year and I saw it this year. He has the ability to take his man off the dribble
anytime he wants.
And
but he don't do it.
He don't do it. He doesn't do it. He can take it to the rack. He can he loves to distribute, but we hardly see it. And that's and the only time we do see it is if Quickly's putting pressure on him.
So the thing is Elfrid Payton can go by his man and get to the rack anytime he wants. Now finishing at the rack is something different.
Well, no, I think he can finish. I think he can finish.
Okay.
But he only does it unless his job is in jeopardy.
Right. Unless he's threatened.
Yeah, unless he's threatened.
So basically you're saying he's tank commander.
We're not really tanking right now.
I think he's tanking right now.
No. Moutier, that's the tank commander. Now that's a tank. We've seen plenty tank commanders in this team.
Is
all
he,
the years.
is he in the league?
No,
I don't think so.
He's
He's
in
gone.
China.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Dang.
I don't think he's in the league. I don't think Von Lay's in the league. I don't know if Hazonia is in the league anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, Mario got let go.
Hey,
Yeah.
The
hey,
LeBron stopper.
yeah. How about the other guy that everyone was clamoring that we should have?
Oh, subpar Mario.
Super Mario.
Yeah. No, not him. Winslow that got
Subpar Mario.
Justice Winslow.
Remember Winslow?
He-
Yeah.
He
Just
yeah,
Winslow's
he's
in
running over there
Memphis.
with the Grizzlies.
Oh, he's with the Grizzlies. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
he aggravated like his hip in the bubble, and then then
Really?
yeah.
Well. Yeah, but remember he was supposed to be like the number one. He's like, oh, we have to get him. And then when he gets drafted to Miami, everyone's like, oh, he's going to be the future over there. And now he's hardly even getting them.
The media is bunched for that. You know what I mean? It's like we all know that. Like they just put every player out there, and then they put on like some wild comp with this player, and then you immediately, I guess he's like this pick. So I'm glad that we brought these guys in from the Jazz for scouting, because right now, like nobody really wants to come here, and we all know this.
Yeah.
Unless like the only time they'll ever come here is if we throw them the bag, and that's not a reason why I want a player to come here.
No, and to go back to your point, Freezy, earlier when you were saying how Nick, how we're begging for players to come here. Right. I'm not begging anyone to come here.
Kev, you begging? You gonna beg?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Never. Kev. Never. Kev. You want to come here? You come here on your own. We're not.
Hey, Powell, can you be our voice of reason? Can you be our voice of reason? How many free agents? How many 5-star free agents signed here and over the years?
Nobody.
Right. But how many do we
beg? We're gonna beg?
Yes.
Yeah, we're not gonna. That's like the Isaiah days, man.
Exactly.
We're not. I'm done.
I mean, am I right?
I already lived through that. I'm good. I'm ready to see some things move on from like that old mindset.
Exactly. I want to grow our stars organically, and then sprinkle them in. And
exactly.
Yeah, and then if one of these big time, all stars really wants to come here, then fine. Come on. But we're not going to beg anyone.
Can't beg. BEG.
No, I'm not going. I'm not begging anyone. I'm not
Kev,
going.
I'm telling you, hands and knees, dog. I'm telling you.
No.
I don't even know why we.
Who do you want to? You know who begs, man? The media does the begging for us, and that's the really toxic thing. Out of nowhere, you'll just see like Dolan in a random radio station talking about like bringing KD in here, so everybody's like, "Oh wow, he's gonna come here," but he really, It's just dangerous. It's just dangerous, man. This is how you. I remember I was listening to your previous show. This is how you get coworkers all of a sudden rocking Brooklyn Nets jerseys.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just
that. Hey, Freeze! I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you, because you're saying that you want to beg. I'm like, beg, really?
I don't think Freeze is gonna beg. I think he's just playing devil's advocate.
Hey, you see what Sid Mears says, right? Keith Sweat begging. They're throwing the slow jams. I'm telling you, that kind of begging. I'm telling you, that kind of begging, man. I mean, and so the thing is so when you never or when you rarely get a taste of that that thing that you seek, and you feel like you should be in that circle, you resort to whatever it is that you can to get because New York feel like they're just as beautiful as a city as LA or Miami, right?
Uh-huh.
Or Houston or other beautiful cities, right? But the Knicks never get these top free agents. Like for instance, Kawhi Leonard is going to opt out of his player option during the summer, right? and you were going to hear Kawhi Leonard to New York. Free Keith, what's good? You're going to hear Kawhi Leonard to the Knicks rumors, even if they're not from him. You know what I'm saying? And so we're going to beg, please, Kawhi, please come here. And you know what's going to happen? Kawhi Leonard is going to go some other place, and the Knicks are going to sign some random small forward that plays the same position that's 1/25th of the player of Kawhi Leonard. That's what happens. And so while I agree with you on homegrown, I agree with you. Hey, take your draft pick, draft a guy, develop him, have him make the All-Star team. You know what I'm saying? Have him look like, a great player. Have him lead us to the playoffs. Put another guy with him. You know what I'm saying? Draft another guy the next year. And maybe after 3 or 4 years of doing that, you have a core of 3 or 4 superstars or borderline superstars, and they take you to win a championship or two. Say you win 3 or 4 championships with that core. That's the dream scenario, but that's not how it plays out in New York. You know what I'm saying? How it plays out in New York is you draft a guy, he misses a shot, you boo him. You know what I'm saying? Now his confidence is ruined, and now you bench him because his confidence is ruined, and then you fire the coach, and then you fire the front office, and then you bring in a new front office, they bring in a new coach, and they try to revitalize a guy, and it's the same cycle of ineptness that we've been seeing forever.
I feel like I'm a counselor right now. I'm just hearing you. Let me know how you feel, man. Let me know how you feel, because right now I hear the pain on your voice. I understand.
I'm trolling. I'm trolling a dude named Free Keith. That's what hey, y'all see Keith Gill in the chat? I'm trolling him.
Man, that's my man.
That's what I'm saying.
On, man.
I'm trolling the guy named Free Keith. And
he said, "Let me in." He said, "Let me in." So
and to further troll Free Keith, Alfred Payton sucks, bro. Alfred Payton is
definitely, he's the future. You know what I mean? He's teaching quick everything. That's how you rile him up. Did Alfred Payton teach quickly how to do the floater?
Right. So the thing is this, man. So we know that Alfred Payton, if he was a decent point guard, he'd still be somewhere. But this is like his 4th team in like 7 years. If he was good, man, look, let's just go get Lonzo Ball and get it over with. Hey, what's up, big dog?
Hey, man.
What's good?
And I
good morning.
wasn't going to do this. I didn't even want to get on, but like, I hear y'all talking this trash. Like,
you see the glow. You see the glow behind him. He's ready. He's got the sun behind him. The sunbeam. He got an aura behind him.
I stays ready. Yes.
It's like the last dragon. He's got the last dragon aura on him.
That's the glow behind me. Let's go. Let's go. Now the show started. Look.
So
about the Kawhi joint though, I really wanted to actually talk about that. Like, yes, we are gonna get Kawhi in New York rumors. We are gonna get Kawhi in New York rumors. We're gonna get that. That's gonna happen. But I'm gonna tell you the one thing.
So how you telling me I'm wrong if you said it's true?
No, I'm saying we're gonna get the rumors, but the one thing that's different this year, though, there's a key part that's different to the year. Like, if we actually end out this year successfully, if we're actually a winning team coming out of the year, it's a different argument.
Thank you.
It's a different argument. Is he? Of course, we were talking about like, oh, KD and Kyrie is coming to this 21 win team. Come on, man.
I don't want that, man.
No. But I'm saying that we irrationally get tricked into stuff. Like, we're a bad team. These guys were just using us for cred or to get or to bolster up what their deals would be. But this year could be different. Like, we come out of this year looking like Randall, looking like gangbuster, like dude, like if we come out this year in a positive on like looking like a good team, that argument for a superstar coming becomes a little bit different. Not saying that they couldn't still play us, but there's actual quality to that. Like we mad that the Nets got what they got, but for real, like before KD, before Kyrie, they were a better team than us.
Exactly.
And they had all their dudes. They had all their dudes. They had a coach. They had a coach that believed in them, even though those were like mostly contract dumps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They brought. That's exactly what, you know.
But they legit did in 10 years what nobody thought they would do.
Right.
Yeah. They threw that away.
Before us. Like their contract situation was worse than what we had.
Right. Exactly.
They traded away 10 years of their future for an aging Celtics team.
Yes.
And
they're looking like the old us.
And then they still came back and outdid us quicker.
Yeah.
Where we at?
And you know why they did that? Because we had a sorry management team.
No. We definitely had bad. I mean, there's reasons for it, but cats don't look at that. Like if we're a good team, that argument about a good player coming becomes they has a little bit more meat to the bone.
Exactly. Totally agree.
Yeah. I'll take Kawhi. I'll take Kawhi if he coming. I'll take him.
Right, but you're not going to beg.
I'm not begging nothing because we don't have to.
That's what I was getting at. I'm not going to beg anybody to come here. I'm not.
No.
I'm not.
Beg, Kev. Beg, Kev. And so the thing, I understand. I hate where y'all coming from, but I think what we fail to realize and fail to look at is the end result. So we say, man, Brooklyn, they traded away everything. But you know what though? Brooklyn, New Jersey or whatever we want to call them, they had been to the NBA Finals 2 years in a row. And they were still bloodthirsty. You know what I'm saying? You know why the Knicks didn't trade away their future? Because the Knicks were not in the finals 2 years in a row. And they were not bloodthirsty. Right? And now the Knicks.
Who was in the finals 2 years in a row?
That's when they were in New Jersey. When they were in New Jersey.
Because I know when the Russian cat bought the team.
Oh yeah,
when the Russian cat bought the team and moved them to New York, that's when he immediately made that what I thought was a franchise crushing Celtics trade for aging stars.
Right.
But understand the team didn't turn around until he sold it to the Asian cat.
Right. No, I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is that franchise was bloodthirsty. They still had remnants of or feelings from that championship run that they made when it was Vince Carter, Richard Jefferson, and all them dudes. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they were in the lottery and all of a sudden was like, yo, I'm tired of being in the lottery. You know what I'm saying? They were in the playoffs every year. And guess who was not in the playoffs every year? Right? And so now they had Kyrie and KD. And they're like, yo, you know what? We have Kyrie and KD for these next couple of years. We may as well try to make a run for it. You know what I'm saying? We may as well take a shot. I don't blame Brooklyn. Every day you wake up, your sole focus should be on one thing, and that's winning. Not the future. I don't care. I don't care about some 6-7 point guard in high school right now that looks like Penny Hardaway. I don't care nothing about him. You know what I'm saying? I care about the games we have right here in front of us. Every day we wake up, we should be focused on winning. As Knicks fans, we get enamored with that. We're like, oh man, I'm not a Franker. I'm not a Knoxer. I'm not a Barretier. I'm not a Miach. I'm in the Fade for Cade brigade.
But Uncle Freeze, here's the thing with that thinking. We have been trying to do that years ago, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Getting all these. You
go to the finals run, but you didn't make it. But we made it twice, and we made it against Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
We were like one of the reasons why like Wilt was like, yo, I'm done with the league because you couldn't beat us in '73. I know that was a long time ago, but that's something I got the file right here on my desktop whenever I get depressed. I watched the 1973 Knicks finals. That's why I got the poster right here. That's why I got the poster right here, the champions. You know what I mean?
But my point though, Power, is this. My point though is this. You never had. My point though is you never had this generation of Knicks fans has never had a Kevin Durant. Right? We never had a Kevin Durant. There are dudes right now that's 20 years old that has never seen a team with a legit.
You just made me realize something. If they're 20 years old, how old would that means their most recent memory would have been what, Linsanity at most? That would have been like their peak. Because Linsanity was like it doesn't feel like it to us, but that was a while ago. That's like a good chunk of somebody's age. So you know what it is. But something about the Knicks that like it's like passed down to you generation for generation that I really like about it. You know, for me, I grew up in the Philippines and there was tape delays, and you know I was a young kid, so my uncle would like record Knick games on VHS tapes, and he would like show me this team. And then at that time, everybody was like, you know, Jordan. But I'm like, I don't want this guy to keep winning, so I'm gonna root for these guys, and I like their uniforms, you know, and I fell for it right there. That's all it took me.
You know what? I feel you. You know when I became a Knicks fan, the first game of the NBA of the series between the Bulls and the Knicks when they had Xavier McDaniel. When they won that first game, that's when I became a Knicks fan.
92. That's 92.
I became a Knicks fan when they signed Anthony Mason.
Yeah.
Like that was the first person from the hood that I saw with my own eyes. Like me and my friends would be amazed at what this big dude would be doing on the court. Like crazy. All over Queens, we'd watch him play ball. And then like come to find out, like he gets signed by the Knicks. I was thoroughly amazed. Like I knew no one. I'm not to say like anybody knows anybody in the NBA, but like he was the first person I seen with like my physical eyes. Like like he was on the streets. Like
right.
Right.
Yeah. And he was one of those guys that just needed the opportunity, and when given the opportunity, he took that
point.
Because from what I remember, he was playing overseas for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And then like he came back, and then that's when like you have
no idea.
He tried out, right?
Watching him play in street ball, the dude was like, he looked like a big ass Jordan. Like the dude was he was nice.
He was brolic for sure.
And he was huge, and his handles was like he was like 5'5".
Right. Hey, so I'll tell y'all my how I became a Knicks fan, and I know this is gonna be telling. So don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Go ahead.
Hey, Uncle Billy, I'm gonna judge you.
So I bet. So
keep it right.
So I'm a shorty, right? And I'm in the bed, and I hear cats in the living room cussing. You know, mom put me to bed. I'm little. And so I'm in the bathroom trying to unzip this onesie, like the joints that you remember the all-in-one joints that you used to wear when you was a kid. Remember that? They used to put you to bed in them weird, with the plastic bottom foots on the bottom or whatever. And so I'm in there trying to unzip my thing, trying to pee, and I hear like everybody in the living room cussing. You're a GD lie. Ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? And so y'all remember when people used to smoke? I mean smoke for real. Like it wasn't like this, hey, let's go outside and smoke outside or whatever.
Everywhere.
So I turned around and it's like this haze of smoke. it's like this haze of smoke up to my nose, right? So I'm looking, you're a kid. So I walk in there, and my uncle, he was a Marine, ex-Marine, God bless dead or whatever. He's like 6'7". He was like, you a GD windmill field this and such. And they talking about like the Knicks and whatever. This is like before championships and all this stuff. And or this is like after one, but before the other. And so they in there cussing, man, you a lie. Clyde Frazier wasn't that good until such and such.
Oh,
What's up, Mo? And so I see all my uncles who were really nice guys, like street dudes, but they were really nice around me. They ain't never did like. So I see all of them in there. They in there cussing, raising they drinking beer, throwing Schlitz cans all on the floor, all in the floor, drinking champagne. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff. And I'm like, I like this. My uncles in there arguing. And so I'm like, what is they arguing about? And they in there talking about the Knicks. And so I was like, what's happening? He was like, Uncle Freezy, you know we get mad emotional about these Knicks, man. We get mad emotional. And so I'm like a little shorty. I'm like, well, why y'all so mad about the Knicks? And he just went in like, man, Clyde Frazier, he finally turned it. I thought we wasted draft pick on Clyde Frazier. You know what I'm saying? And so all these like stories and stuff, like they legit like, yo, Cap can't do it. Willis Reed can't do it by himself. We need us another guard. And they talk, you know, all these things. And I'm like a little shorty back then, like looking at this thing, and I'm like, hey, this thing is real. So and so when I got a little older and got around my boys, I was trying to be like my uncles and them. You know, not smoking these mile-long cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Not drinking champagne or drinking beer like them, but going outside talking to my boys like we 7, 8 years old, and I'm cussing like my uncles. GD, Windmill Field, this, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff, right? To my homeboys, and they think I'm doing something because I'm cussing, talking about the Knicks. And they're like, yeah, Uncle Freezy, we love the Knicks too. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't know that I was just mocking my uncles and them in the living room, cussing and stuff, talking about how Dick Barnett need to share the ball. Talk about how Bill Bradley can't play 2 guard, he gotta play the 3, he too slow. You know, so all the stuff that we talk about now, nah.
All the old heads, they've been doing that.
What did they say about, if you can remember, what did they say about Dave DeBusschere?
Oh, this is so they like, he exactly what we need, cause Cap needs some help. We need some help down low. You know what I'm saying? But what they said, but the thing about Dave DeBusschere, what happened was we had a whole bunch of parts. Everybody was good, right? Everybody was good, but they ain't play together. So you get because Bill Bradley could shoot that thing. You know what I'm saying? He kind of reminds me in a way.
Say something stupid.
In a way.
Say something stupid.
Yeah, in a way.
For it. I knew it was coming.
You know. So of a Kevin Knox without the athleticism.
Ah, fuck.
Without the athleticism.
I knew it. I'm
telling you. So they had to talk to guys about coming off the bench. They was like, yo, Bill Bradley need to start. Because he can shoot. You know what I'm saying? But they was like, what else can he do? So these conversations that we be having on here, I'll be over here dozing off. It's because I've been hearing these conversations for 50 years. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing's changed, man. Nothing's changed.
Because y'all say that about Knox. But I remember Kiki Vandeweghe coming here. When Kiki Vandeweghe got here, it was like, oh my God, he could shoot, but his feet are slow. He can't create all this stuff. I'm like, I heard this conversation like a million times.
Yeah.
And so no disrespect to the chat, but that's my Knicks thing. I remember being a shorty, getting out of the bed, having to go pee, can't get that stupid pajama thing my mom and everybody used to put their kids in back in the 70s. The one with the plastic feet on it or whatever, the little, you know what I'm talking about? I couldn't get the damn zipper. I'm like,
them things were horrible.
Yeah.
It should not have been in those, yo.
I'm like, Mommy, what kind of torture is this? I'm a man. I'm Uncle Freezy. I can't even pee because you got me zipped up in this straitjacket.
He's 5 years old talking about his Uncle Freezy.
Yeah, man. I'm like, well, you got me in this straitjacket, man. I can't even pee. But it gave me the opportunity to see my uncles and them, you know what I'm saying, argue about the Knicks. And that's kind of where it started, that passion for the Knicks. I saw brothers and friends nose to nose arguing, screaming to the top of their lungs about the Knicks, and I'm like, yo, this must be cool right here if they that invested in it. You know what I mean? But anyways, what's up, Mo?
What's up?
Hey, don't you be judging me about that onesie thing either, Mo. Because if you had been born, if you were born when I was born, they'd have put you in one of them damn onesies. You know what I'm saying? You damn 6 years old, 5 years old, or 4 years old, can't even get up the straight jacket. You like, Ma, get me out of this. But anyway.
Nah, that's awesome. It's really cool to hear those stories, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it is tight. That's tight. But that's all we got, man. That's all we got.
Wait, but what?
But again, I just like the direction that we're going in, man. I mean, we have a competent management team now, a real management team. You got a guy, Leon Rose, who strategically put people in the right positions. Got the coach. Coach got other coaching members that complement this team. They look all good on paper, so now we're going to see how it, materializes, and I just like the way it's materializing right now. What you think, Mo?
For sure. No, like I think the thing that I love the most is the emphasis that we put on development. Like we got, the fact that we put Johnny Bryant like up to associate head coach, to really like put an emphasis on like, hey, we want to develop a young guy like RJ Barrett, just like Johnny, developed Gordon Hayward and Donovan Mitchell. Like we want to be an organization that is an example for other organizations as to how to develop young players. We want to be like the Thunder. We want to be like I don't know, like other young teams that are really good at development. So like that's honestly what's made me the happiest. Like I don't remember a staff like this. Like just having Mike Woodson on the bench, bro. Like it brings me back to that year. That year we went to the playoffs. That run we had, and like that was my best year as a Knicks fan ever. Like, I started out like I came to this country from Ghana when I was 2, and like I remember like my uncles like cursing about Michael Jordan and. Like just being that guy. But like I remember, like when I was really a fan, is when when we got Stephon Marbury, when we traded for Stephon Marbury, I was like in the 4th grade or something like that. And I was like, whoa, Steph? Like I knew about Steph, obviously, because I'm from New York, I'm from the Bronx. So like I knew about like the best like playground players and the best players from public school basketball. So like hearing that Stephon Marbury was gonna be, I thought it was over. I thought it was like, oh yeah, we going to the championship. Steph's gonna take us there. So but then like seeing that we didn't have the ability to develop the team, to build the team, to like nurture the right like locker room, like it always led to failure. So like I'm like that's why I'm happy. I feel good about this regime because we have those pieces to foster like the right environment to like build a winning team.
Yes.
Exactly, because basically ever since like the finals ended in 1999, like we have been trying so hard to get back to there that it just didn't work out for so long. And right now we're actually at a point where we have a clean slate. We have good cap space. We have a bunch of guys that are they're willing to play for each other and represent this team. And right now, that's all I can ask from them right now, because like I'm not expecting them to. I'm not expecting for this team to go to the finals or anything like that. But I'm glad that they're putting up a lot of effort, and for a long time now, we actually have a team that is respectable.
Yes.
That other teams can respect. Like whenever they're having pregame meetings and scouting reports, they definitely have that circled. Like we keep teams under 102 points per game.
Mm-hmm. So let me do this real quick. So let me shout out the chat real quick. So shout out to Danny Landis. What's good? Drake Moore was good. Alton Lee, I see you. Some dude named Kevin McLeod said he's a Franca. Did y'all see that? some dude named Kevin McLeod is in the chat talking about his allegiance to the Legion of Frank.
I respect him for still holding on.
You're right.
Hey man, he's doubtful. He's doubtful. So there you go.
So if you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all smash the like button for the live stream. Make sure you join the virtual chat, join the video chat, turn your notifications on. Share this joint on social media. Right? We want to continue to grow this family, the Lawrence Tears family, the Knicks Morning Drive, the Knicks at Night podcast. We want to continue to grow it. It's not about Uncle Freezy. You know what I'm saying? It's about a movement. This thing right here is different from others. Listen, I'm on the ship, and I may point direction sometime. I may have to be the captain, but this is our joint. So this is Mo and Free Keith and Cornerstone Kev, Powell, Ghetto Intellect, the Prince Bun, everybody that come on, this is our joint together. So when people ask, tell them, this is my show on YouTube.
Yes,
come check out my show on YouTube. I'm on here. I have video evidence that this is my joint. Right?
Yes, sir.
Come check me out on my joint and bring your friends, because if you think arguing on the stoop is hilarious, you wait till you get on YouTube where anybody can walk in. Anybody can walk in at any moment and have any perspective. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get that. So you don't get that from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel, get those subscriptions up, right? Get those likes up. Join us in the virtual chat, the video chat. Turn on the notifications. Do all that stuff so that we can continue to grow the channel. Make sure y'all check out the Knicks at Night podcast featuring Stephen Fox and Kev W and Rob the Nick. Make sure y'all check them out, man. They do a great job, man. I jump in and out. That was my baby once, but they just jumped in and took it over.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so without I don't have an ego about certain stuff. I just like the conversation. So come on, y'all are welcome to join the Knicks Morning Drive and the Knicks at Night podcast. You know what I mean? Come on in. Continue to grow the family. So, but let me get back to.
Hey, real quick, Freeze. Manchester said this franchise was lacking culture, and I totally agree with that. It was lacking a positive culture. Positivity goes into leads into winning. So we're lacking culture. Period.
Dog, I won't lie to you. I think the whole culture thing is just a buzzword. I think culture is a buzzword.
I don't think so. I don't think it is. Like when I watched like the finals and the history of like how we got to the championships with Walt, it was like we were terrible until Red Holtzman came in. Once Red Holtzman came in, which is that he's a New York guy too, and he's also a Knicks fan. As soon as he came in and they like brought up all of these guys, they started to trust each other. That's when they started to make wins. So to me, culture is like it's almost like a walking, living mission statement. That when we are playing together, when we don this jersey together and we step out onto the floor, whether we're at home or we're somewhere away, we're the Knicks and we're playing as the Knicks, and that's the mission right there. Regardless of that, to me, that's culture. Is that no matter what happens, we're not gonna let anybody test us. Culture is like it's almost like a wall of energy around the team that only everybody in the team can understand, that nobody else can penetrate. You know what I mean? And
right.
It takes trust with the players, trust between the players and the staffs, and also eventually trust between the fans and the team. Because I think a lot of the conversations exactly. A lot of the conversations are split between Knicks fans is because there's fans that have lost faith with this franchise but refuse to give up on the team because of like I said, the being the Knicks fan has been passed on, so you're not gonna give that away, especially if your dad or is the one that put you on. But at the same time, But yeah, I don't think it's a buzzword. I don't think it's a buzzword because I would say our defense and our what we were known for back in the '90s was our culture.
Yeah,
Like you're not gonna come here and test us.
like the Miami Heat have a culture. Like
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
OKC Thunder have a culture. Like Chicago Bulls, they've been bad for so many years because they have a culture. Like the Knicks, we've been bad for so many years because we have a culture. And I think it starts with like the alpha that's at the top. It might not be the owner. It might be the owner. It might be the coach. But like with Greg Popovich, he's the coach over there. He's the guy. Like Miami, Pat Riley, he sets that over there.
Riley, yes, sir.
Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose, like that's what they're doing.
That's what we're trying to develop. Exactly.
And William Wesley, like the Nets over there. I don't know if they have a good culture over there.
Totally. They were starting to have that before your KDs and your Kyries, because you had Kenny Atkinson, which I still don't understand why they got rid of him. But you had Kenny, you had Russell, you had Jarrett Allen, you had Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, who sometimes I really can't stand, but you had him. But that's that culture mode that you're talking about. And now they're just blowing that up, and it's like, again, if they do not win it this year or next year, or even 3 years, if they don't win it in 3 years, everything they did, I think, was a failure because you had something in place that you could build, and it just went, and you just blew it up.
And when we want to talk about Frank, right? You want to get a Frank session in, like Frank, he can be emblematic of the beginning of our culture of developing and trusting young players to just be who they are. Like if we keep a guy like Frank on the roster for another 2 years, that'll be our culture. We kept Frank for 6 years.
6 years. Yes, sir.
He is the OG Nick. It's crazy.
Exactly.
It's crazy. He's been there.
Exactly. Like,
and the thing about that is, how much development did he have? Zero.
There's not much development when you have this goes for everybody, but also I can't let that be the reason. I can't just also let that be the reason because at the same time, look at Mitch. Somehow between all of the coaches, he stayed at an upward trend. RJ, he's had 3 coaches, but like he's going in an upward trend. But like it seems like Frank is like flat. I wouldn't say he's flatlining because that means he's like collapsing. But like he's stayed consistent, and that's not necessarily a good thing. So, and we can't really put that. He is somebody that was left over from the Phil Jackson era, which is like seems like forever ago, but not really in terms of the timeline. But we're still recovering from that. Technically, I still think we're still recovering from the Isaiah Thomas era. I still think we're recovering from those years.
There's great.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
definitely.
And if I even go deeper, like I see, like this is like now in my conspiracy theories about like what would have happened if Bernard King and Pat Ewing got a chance to play together? What if Bernard King didn't get injured? What if those are my what ifs?
And man, child, you say DSJ, Frank, and Peyton hasn't won my vote. They got to go ASAP. I would say kind of your I won't say hatred, but your displeasure on Frank after we see what Tibbs does with him, because we always say that Frank is a real defensive player, and you have a defensive coach.
We're the number 1 defensive team right now, and Frank is not playing.
Exactly.
It's lower than his value.
So wait. What I'm saying is, let's see what Tibbs does. Frank can only add to your defensive rating.
What you mean add? But in this particular situation, like he's not adding offensively. So like we're the number 1 defensive team. How much more defense you need?
He can be that 3-and-D guy. That's all he can be.
We don't need him to be that. We need
shooting. But we need
more 3 than we need D from him. This is what I'm saying.
And he's going to give you that.
No, he's not. Like I'd rather trade for that. Go get me a 3. Go get me somebody giving me 3s.
he can give you threes. Before he went on his injury, he was hitting some threes.
We are the number one defensive team right now. Go get me some threes. That's it.
Look.
Who would you
Breakers, come out and play.
All right, so let me ask you, who would you rather have shoot the three? Would you rather have him shoot your three, or would you rather Alfred Payton shoot your three?
Oh my God.
I'm tapping water bottles together, telling Frankers to come out and play. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember the bad boy video with Diddy? Diddy did that on the. Well, maybe
bad
not.
Boy. Yeah. The Flavor in Your remix, yeah.
Ron makes a great point. He says, how much better would we be with Frank? His defense is rated higher than our best pick and roll and closeout defense. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Team defense, bro. We are the number one defensive team. Like, what we need from Frank is offense. So if he can't give us no more offense with that defense, then we got to get somebody who can.
But if he can hit the three for you, that's value. That's value.
You're rocking with more ifs. This is what I'm saying. Like, yo, like, okay, I told my man.
Wait. Before he got injured, he was hitting threes.
Okay.
When he was in there, he was hitting threes.
Yeah, that Milwaukee Bucks game is the thing that's saving him for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it kind of shows you what if he becomes that. You're just like don't want to, you know what I mean? But I don't know, man.
Like,
it's just like
we're not on what if time, and
this is not a what if. I'm not what if. I'm not what ifing anything because I don't want a what if. I don't want a what if. Like I want reliability. I want reliability.
If Frank can even do what Elf does, if Frank can even do what Elf does, I'll be cool. What?
He can't. There's no way he can do what Elf does.
I know he can't. That's what I'm saying. Like if he could even work in the paint, like Elf can work in the paint, then I'd be like, all right, cool. Like now we like his defense, him being like, oh, defense is his thing, this, that, and the other. Like now we seeing a team that's playing dope team defense.
Okay.
Now, so his value, his defensive value then decreases some because it's kind of like okay, we're gonna take away one of these defensive guys.
But you know one thing, we could be number one in defense, but like when a guy like Steph Curry is coming up today, or like a guy like I don't know,
like a Dame Lillard,
like we go
like a De'Aaron Fox, like a Donovan Mitchell. We face all four of them this road trip. You hear me, Mo? So you said like a Steph Curry, like a Dame Lillard?
Yeah, we need
like a De'Aaron Fox.
A shooter is going to shoot. Like your defense, there's great defenses you have. Like, you're not going to stop Curry. You're not going to stop Curry.
Frank ain't got to make him work.
Yes, he is.
Are you fucking out?
Yes.
Curry is hitting from 40 feet. Frank is not stopping Curry.
Frank is going to make it harder for him, though.
Yes. How many times I have to work for him?
So like, make it harder for him.
Wait a minute. Are y'all legit saying that Frank Ntilikina is gonna stop Steph Curry?
This is what we haven't played them already.
Man, he's just instigating. He's just instigating right now. You just put a fuel to the fire, man. Come on now. You gotta put that. You gotta douse that, man.
Then you can make life harder. Like when you make life harder for somebody, it makes it harder for you to make plays at the end of the game.
Exactly.
That's what defense is all about, making your life harder.
And that's cool. But this is what I'm saying. It's a mix. Like your team got to be a mix. Your individual players, they got to be a mix of certain things. That's how if when last season before that, when we're bottom of the league in defense, yes, put Frank in because even if his offense is pure, is poor, his defense will allow us to stay in the game. Cool. Now. Forward that to this year.
Okay.
Now we're playing good defense as a team. We're a top defensive team. Now Now, your reasoning for taking one of those pieces out and giving time to Frank is because Frank is a defensive cat. But like now, you're taking away offense by taking that person who was already playing good defense out and giving Frank his time.
Right. Right.
Well, here, hey, let me just say this right about Frank, and this is the only thing I got. This is the only thing I got with Frank right now. We got to make a decision.
I for Seth Curry right now, just because Seth Curry can shoot.
Our team needs to make a decision soon because as the years go by, Frank's value goes down. We need to get something from him out of him soon, or we just have to cut him, and that's not what we want because like that's a waste.
There's a reason why his contract wasn't. But I
got you. But that's what I'm saying is like we need to figure something out because like we're stuck with him. He's taking up a roster spot, whether we like it or not. Whether we believe in him and we're Frank Hive or we're Trey, because like right now,
yeah, go ahead.
Cash consider like maybe what cash considerations? Like what are we gonna get from him right now?
Yeah, and like
keep him.
Yeah, and like it or not,
it's cheaper to keep him. It's cheaper to keep him.
What are you gonna pay him?
Real quick.
Keep him.
What are you gonna keep him? What are you gonna pay him?
What are you gonna pay him? Like for the extension?
Keith, right here, Keith. Out of everybody on the team right now, he's the best one-on-one defender that we have.
Okay, no. Even though I think that's arguable, but okay, that's
Hey, so last year's data says But let me. So I'm just saying, last year's data says that statement was incorrect, and the actual person is Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers was the best one.
You stole that from me. He was talking to me, Freezy. He was talking to me.
My bad.
Like as far as Frank's defense, like yeah, he's good at one-on-one defense, but how does he work with the team defense, the team's defensive scheme? You know what I mean?
Frank is the perfect team player. He will be able to play any team.
One thing I'll give him, he's a team guy. That's for sure.
He don't have no choice but to be a team guy.
I'll tell you this much.
That's why we keep him.
We could have used him against Denver.
There's a cap, right? There's a cap, and there's like you can't just be throwing away money at guys like. And I'm not even saying like I'm not wanting to do like paying him. Frank has zero value or this, that, and the other. But the whole thing is a value proposition. There's guys you're gonna have to pay. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you paying Frank?
I'll give him like 4 years. I mean, 3 years. Wait, 3 years? 4 a year. 3 years, 4 a year. We could do that. He could get that, and he'll take it.
Look, honestly, I would G League. Frank.
Of course, he'll take it because nobody else gonna give him anything.
Exactly.
But that's my point. I don't want nobody that nobody else don't want. You bugging out? Like we're actually turning into a good team without him.
Exactly.
Without him.
I
don't want. I want a better person back. If we're bringing him or another body back in the fold, I need something better than Frank. I'm sorry. He's not going to crack. He's not going to crack.
I think Thibs will find a way to use him in the right.
But you know, if
we know Tibbs only uses an 8 to 9 man rotation. We know these things.
We're talking about
every game that Frank misses. Every game that Frank misses, and we win. Every game that Frank misses and we win, pushing further and further out of that tight rotation. I'm telling you, get rid of him, yo.
If he finds a way to win there,
he can't even stay healthy. I'm
totally with you on that. He's got to remain healthy. But when he is healthy, Tim's gonna find a way to put him in there. I'm gonna tell you right now.
We owe him a 5th year for his man. Fuck. Yo.
No, but I get the energy. I understand it. I'm with you. I'm being nice. I'm letting him. I'm saying, yo, I'm gonna take you to the G League for your services over the years.
No, Frank is NBA ready. Like
no, I know he's NBA ready, but
we have Alfred.
I know. Hey, here's my logic about sending him to the G League, right?
Nah,
If we can't get any trade value to him, I want to at least like get his confidence levels up.
Hey, Paul, you want to send DSJ to the G League? You don't send
Both of them. It doesn't matter who it is. Like we're only using 8 people anyway. You know, we're not using all these. They're just sitting there.
The 15th man. Cool. All right.
Frank-
So when I think of Frank, I think of players like Bruce Bowen,
Yeah.
Alex Caruso,
That's what Uncle Freezy been preaching.
like
That's what he was
Sean
preaching.
Stevenson, like guys that can like really put pressure on guys and like add defensive, like just be a defensive stalwart. Like that's a guy that you need on a championship team. If we keep him, we'll be so happy. Just be patient, Keith. Like right now, it sucks.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that's my man.
You know what's funny? I understand, and it's weird because you think that I don't understand what you're saying. I do, and I actually agree with you. And I'm gonna give you an example. I loved Ron Baker.
Me too.
I loved Ron Baker.
That's very quick, man.
We
That's
did not need Ron Baker the time that we had Ron Baker. I love Courtney Lee.
Yeah,
I still love Courtney Lee.
yeah,
We did not need Courtney Lee at the time we had Courtney Lee.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you with that.
It's time and place for certain things. Like you got to see the development of your team and where you're at. We're not at the point where we just keep guys because, like, oh, when we're a championship, we're not that team yet.
Yeah, but
He got will to be in that team, and then we can bring him back.
he still has
around. Bring him back when we just need a guy around for defense. We don't need. We need 15 workers right now. We need people to get us to be that team right now.
Ricky.
Nah, dude, like y'all thinking wrong. Even Beasley, I love Beasley. That's one of my favorite players, yo. You
KO, Kyle Quinn.
You cannot stop that man from getting a bucket. We had him at the wrong time.
It's all about timing. Everything's about timing. Everything.
Frank is the player that you want, like you said, for a championship team when they're in the mix of it, because you want to be able to throw that guy in. We not at that point.
Hey, I'm a slide off. I'm a slide off for just a second, man. I ain't going nowhere though.
But like, I don't know. I think there's like, so there are a lot of players who like you can be patient. You need to be patient. We could keep him there.
This is like this is the Frank enigma. This is the Frank enigma right here.
If we can keep him for free, then fine. I'll be with you, Mo. But like Frank is gonna cost everybody costs money.
Freezy, this is your fault. Freezy,
it's a balance.
This is your fault. This is your fault, Freezy.
I know because every day I wake up, my main thing is the Knicks should be focused on winning.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Right. Every day I wake up, I be like, look, man, when I walk in this room and I turn this stuff on, I'm like, yo, I should not be the only person in the Knicks universe that's thinking that the Knicks should be focused on winning.
Okay, so you know what? So you saying that, then you don't want Frank on this team then.
That's not what I said.
I just want
No. What I said was every day that I wake up and every waking moment of my Knicks existence is focused on the Knicks winning. Period.
Okay.
So listen, if Frank contributes to winning, hey, he can stay. But if he ain't contributing to winning,
he's got to go.
Got to go.
Yeah.
What is Frank making? What is his salary? What is he making? What is he making right now?
That first round pick money. Frank making that top 10 pick money, like 6 mil.
Oh, George, what the hell are you talking about? Like, yo, like Peyton's on the team playing better than Frank, and he's cheaper than Frank.
Right.
Whoever
Alfred Payton is making less money than Frank and DSJ.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
Austin Rivers. Yo, Austin Rivers is making less money than Frank and DSJ.
Frank is making
that's crazy.
Yo, Austin Rivers is making $10 million over 3 years.
3.
Player.
Our cap guys are definitely on point. Our financial people are definitely on point. Like not for nothing, we may have no point guards, but we got our cap guy. To let it, like we're not signing you for this much money because we know how much you're really worth. And if you don't want to sign with us, okay, nobody's gonna sign you. We know this,
right?
Yeah, Frank is making $6 million right now.
I'm here to tell y'all. I'm here to tell y'all. So I'm looking at Lonzo Ball.
Who are you willing to lose for Lonzo Ball in our roster right now?
Frank.
Just Frank. It can't just be Frank. You know, it's not gonna be Frank.
It wouldn't be just.
It's
Frank.
not just gonna be Frank.
I have a problem really kind of trading assets for Lonzo.
No picks, please. No picks for Lonzo.
Yo, if the pick league is building for
we're not doing. Yo, no. We're not doing picks.
What, though? I don't think it's gonna happen because like the moves, the way I see Rose making his moves, like your dude is really a mob boss, yo. Even I don't even think Cats was peeping like how quick the moves was being made during the draft night. That dude was making moves right and left.
Right
and left.
In silence.
Got the two he wanted. We got the two the team wanted, and he's still making deals. Okay, so now we got a 222 second round. Like we left the draft with another second round for like 2 years later.
Yeah. So my thing is with Lonzo.
He's not giving
is not. And my thing, hey, what's up, Ron? What's good?
Salute, Ron Cleveland.
So my thing with Lonzo is I felt like he was in a bad situation in terms of development. You know what I'm saying? The only person that I saw develop, the only youngster that I saw develop was Brandon Ingram, and he took a major step. What's up, Ron?
Man.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
So I just want to say this real quick. I'm gonna slide out of the way and let y'all eat, but I am gonna try to put this fire out with some gasoline, right?
Oh nah, I was like, I'm about to be out, man.
Freezy.
Yo,
before you slide, man, I gotta get your your email, man.
No, I ain't going nowhere. I was just gonna slide off the screen and let y'all eat.
No, hey, remember when I told you when I got them shirts?
Yeah.
What I was gonna do.
Right.
So I've given the seal of approval on them. Everybody said they like them. So remember I told you and the guys that was on the show that night.
Right.
You know, and I just want to be a man of my word. You know what I mean? So.
Oh man, you know we know you're a man of your word.
Man. Yeah, you gotta give it to us one time here for the people. Come on, man. You gotta give it for the people, please.
Man,
bless it.
Man.
Yeah.
I heard you.
Listen,
Freaky,
man.
what we doing tonight, Freaky?
Yo, winning.
Winning.
There you go.
I don't even care what team it is. Who food we eating tonight? Oh wait,
right.
Golden State. We eating Golden State food tonight.
Hey, yeah. They're gonna have some crabs and lobsters and all that tonight.
We're gonna have the best.
Nah. We can't come there thinking they're sweet, man. The last time we did that, we lost 5 straight. We lost 5 straight. Because the last time we lost 5 straight, we got as a team.
Winning begins with thinking you could win.
No, I know that, but
I get what you're saying. Hey, so how you pronounce your name? Because you know I
it's Powell. It's Powell.
Powell.
It's just Powell. Okay, because you
like
AOP.
No, Ayo Powell. You can
Ayo Powell.
Ayo Powell. There you go. Yeah.
It's like POW. Like
the Batman sound effects in the comics. Powell in the comic strip.
That's why I would call you. I'd be like AOP.
Nah, just call me Powell. We good.
Okay, so I'll tell you this, but that Golden State team, see you living in the past. This ain't the same Golden State team. Offensively, they're not the same team, and even defensively. Like I looked at their numbers, I can't remember right off, but I think they were like 17th in offense, and or 22nd in defense. It was some weird numbers, but those were the 2 numbers. But I'm saying that to say this. The engine of that team is who's hurt, really. For as much as everybody like to say it's Steph, it's really Klay Thompson, because Klay Thompson take on a lot for that team. You know, guarding the best player and still putting up offense. Steph Curry, he's an offensive guy. So if we take him out of the equation, either one way or the other, I'm a proponent not to double him right off. Let Alfred Payton or whoever guard him straight up. And everybody else guard their man. Don't make it easy for them. And we see the blueprint, man, on how you got to play him physical. But you can't, and I agree with you, you can't take them lightly.
Yeah.
You know, they are former champs. There's 2 of them on the team in the starting lineup.
Ron, let me ask you a question. Any fear of Kelly Oubre?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
You know who
He's,
I'm
he's
worried.
a good player, but I'm the only player that scares me on that team is Steph Curry and the guy that's hurt.
Okay.
Those are two guys that scare me. Kelly
Nah,
Oubre, he's a good piece. Don't get me wrong, he's no slouch. But he ain't somebody that you fear. He ain't got that reputation yet.
Okay.
You know who we gotta worry? You know who we gotta worry about on that team? Eric Pascal.
Yeah.
He's tough.
Westchester's own Eric Pascal. He's built. He's built different. He's built different.
Yeah,
knowing where he's from.
Eric Pascal now, I would have told you I had to worry about him, but Kelly Oubre is like a light switch. He's on or off.
Okay.
Ain't no middle ground with him.
Okay. Now, Keith, I want you to listen to this. All y'all. On Ron's show yesterday, who I would recommend everybody listen to, because his show is fire as well.
That's a fact.
Yeah. We were talking yesterday about Mitchell Robinson, about him adding some pounds to his lower body, and also talking about how what his contract situation should be like, going forward. Keith, what would you first of all, would you extend him?
Is that a rhetorical question?
No, I'm asking. I'm asking. What would you? How much would you extend him by? That's one. All right, let me ask that.
You know what's so funny? What y'all feel about Frank? What was the beginning sentiment and what is the recurring sentiment about Frank is really what my sentiment is about Mitch. Like, give Mitch the time. Like, give him the time. Like, that faith that people were pouring into Frank, that's actually like the makeup of what people were talking about. Like, that's really Mitch.
No, man, Frank deserved time. Mitch, really? Mitch has been starting.
Hey, no,
Frank has not been starting.
Freeze's a different dynamic, though.
You're missing what I'm saying. Yeah, like Mitch.
You want me to give Mitchell Robinson more time? Dude is a 7'1" athletic freak that doesn't average double-digit rebounds.
I'm gonna give you some backup on this one. I know why he's saying that. It's a difference between him and Frank. You got to give Mitch time for the fact Mitch didn't play no college. The guy basically came in off the street, and not only that, you're seeing progress in Mitch on the defensive side. The guy is not his blocks are down, but you know why his blocks are down?
Because his defense is up.
Because his defense is better. He's not going after every block and getting those out of position, being out of position and getting those fouls and stuff, man. The guy is balling, man.
Yeah.
He's balling. And all that about his weight.
Y'all talking about, but Ron, y'all talking about more time. Give Mitch more time. How much more time can you give him? He's a star.
No. That's not.
Freaky, you know what I'm gonna give him? I'm gonna give him his contract.
I'm gonna give him a contract.
I'm gonna give him
I'm
his
with that.
contract.
I'm with that.
He's on his contract, right?
I feel like that's
he's give him his time on his contract.
I'll
then
do
we
that.
can talk about it after his contract over.
Yeah, I would actually rather put in an actual proficient scorer. I'm not gonna name any names. I'm just saying this rhetorical, rather than put somebody else at the center position that is also scoring, but is like half as good as defense compared to Mitch.
And the thing is, everybody fail to realize. You tell me one center in this league that can guard. I said 1 through 4 yesterday. Actually, 1 through 5.
Yeah.
On the perimeter, that guy can shift. He can guard everybody.
The only issues with Mitch are issues that I'm willing to wait on.
It's the shooting that we all wait on.
In his legs, and I'd like to see him shoot eventually. But both those things are things that I'm willing to wait for. Why? Because he's showing so much more on every
pick and roll defense is on point this year. He's even setting picks this year, which I never thought I'd hear myself say that about Mitchell Robinson.
So again,
man. So my thing with Mitch is I understand what y'all saying on defense, right? I understand that, right? I understand that. I don't dispute that, right? What I'm saying is this.
So
when somebody's deficiencies impact another, then you got to consider what that person is bringing to the table. Does his defense outweigh his double negative on offense. And the double negative is this, because I know y'all can be like, how's it a double negative? So for one, how's Mitch's free throw shooting going? Is that improved?
He regressed this year on that free throw line.
Right. And so how's his jump shot looking this year? Did he yeah, right. And so here's the other part too. Here's the second part. Here's the second part, the reason why I said double. When Mitch is on offense, they run these plays where Mitch is at the top of the key and they pass Mitch the ball, right? Mitch's man does not even respect Mitch enough to slow down before he goes to whoever receives the ball headed to the rim, i.e. RJ Barrett or i.e. Elfrid Payton. So Mitch's man doesn't respect him enough to come play him. What happens is whoever catches that ball and slashes to the basket has to finish over their defender and Mitch's defender. You know what I'm saying? Mitch didn't pump fake, didn't triple threat, did nothing to slow his man down. Mitch's man in a full sprint always follows Elfrid Payton and RJ Barrett to the basket. Now you're creating a situation where y'all like, why is RJ steadily going into traffic like they're throwing up these crazy shots? You know what? If Mitch's man respected him and stayed on the perimeter with him, now you have Elfrid Payton finishing one-on-one at the basket, him versus his defender, or RJ Barrett finishing one-on-one with RJ versus his defender. You know what I'm saying? Now, but we want to give Mitch $16 million a year, or $14 million a year, so that his man can double team RJ Barrett going to the basket. Is this what we really want?
I got a question for you, Unc.
Let me finish this real quick. Just real quick. I'm finishing. I promise you I'll get out the way. So all Mitch has to do is small fundamental stuff that he refuses to do. So if he refuses to do these small fundamental things on offense, like when you catch the ball, can you please look at the rim at least? At least look at the rim. You don't have to make love to it. You don't have to shoot it. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to stare it down and all this stuff. Look at the rim, Mitchell Robinson, when you catch the ball. Become a threat offensively. You don't have to do a sham god when you get the ball, Mitchell Robinson. Just look at the rim and your defender will come to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why I paint his clock. And the reason why I bring this up is because people say stuff like, man, RJ Barrett shoot the ball too much, or Elfrid Payton can't finish at the rim. Really? How would you finish at the rim with a double team? Your 7-footer is not even a threat on offense. I mean, I would throw Mitch the bag. I'm with y'all. I would throw Mitch the bag if he would do fundamental stuff. I mean, come on. At some point, Mitchell Robinson, like other centers in the NBA, has to at least present a situation where he's a threat on offense.
And Freezer, I'm gonna tell you this. I said it yesterday. If you were to call, let me tell you how Mitch's value is around this league, around the association. If you call any of these GMs right now, and presidents, you tell them, hey, Mitchell Robinson's on the trade block. You have every team in the league trying to get him. So that lets you know about Mitchell Robinson, man. I'm telling you, we as Knicks fans, and I'm included in that, we got to stop looking for these guys to develop overnight. It don't click for everybody, especially if you ain't had no seasoning, man. This guy has not had no seasoning, but we are seeing what the guy is doing now with good coaching. And even if you watch that game, and I go back to that, I say it all the time. The last game, Mitchell Robinson was practicing in the post with Kenny Payne. Right before the game tipped off, they showed it. So the guy is working. Even Tom Thibodeau done alluded to it, that the guy is going to wow you. So they're basically letting him practice on the defense, get his defense right. And everything else, they waiting on that for him. They're gonna allow him to develop. And that's what I'm thankful for. We ain't got these past regimes that just get guys up out of here before we see what they are.
Oh, he would have been in the package.
You know what? You know what win share is? Win share is a statistic of. You know what I'm saying? Like
how you impact winning.
How you impact winning, and like as presented, I guess to the like as one of the people on the team, like how they calculate like who was more responsible or how much responsibility for the wins that happened was given to a particular person, or what their effect is on winning. Last year, for all of these deficiencies that you talk about with Mitch had the highest win share on the team. And when I say highest, the next closest person was 3 points down from him, where his win share was at something crazy like 5. This year, who has the highest win share? Randall. But who has the equivalent number? Actually, who shares that top spot with him? Mitch. So you talking about how he doesn't add anything to offense and people aren't scared and blah, 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 blah. He's doing something right.
But I didn't say he doesn't add anything. I didn't say he didn't add anything.
You know what Frank's win share is? Negative.
So I didn't say he didn't add anything. What I said was I pointed out two things. I pointed out 2 things and I called it double negative. I pointed out 2 things and I called it double negative, right? So for one, his free throw percentage is down.
Okay.
Right? And an extension of that point, my man does not shoot jumpers. And secondly, what I'm saying, and most importantly, more so than any, because the free throw thing is important. Like that don't have anything with team. It's you in the basket at the free throw line.
So Freezer, let me
ask him and Mitch. But hey, Ron, let me what I'm saying is Ron, what I'm saying is I want to keep Mitch. What I'm saying is
Keyshawn, I think you really kind of not observing what Mitch does then, or you really don't know what percentage.
What I'm saying is this: when he catches the ball at the top of the key, he doesn't even look at the rim.
I agree.
He looks.
I 100% feel you, and that will make him better.
Okay, so
that was my point.
I got a question for you, Unc. I got a question for you because I feel like there's like a miscommunication, or misunderstanding. But my question is this for you: is this? Are you willing to wait for Mitch to develop that offense?
Yeah. So the thing is I want to keep Mitch forever. But what I'm saying is this: he has glaring needs that is not a fundamental or developmental problem.
Could you repeat that first part again? You said that's very important. What was the first thing you said?
I want to keep Mitch forever.
Okay, that's it. That's the answer.
Right.
So all you're saying is you are naming his flaws that he needs to work on, that he needs to improve on for him to be
because those flaws impact others in a way that's tangible. That's not just box score. Because when Mitch catches that pass at the top of the key and don't look at the rim, and does the dribble handoff with RJ Barrett. You know what the tangible thing is? RJ Barrett missed a shot at the basket. Nobody noticed. Like there is no marker or statistic that states Mitch didn't look at the rim and make himself an offensive threat so his man wouldn't follow RJ Barrett. There's no measure for that. Right?
Mitch also needs to.
The measure is RJ Barrett missed a layup at the basket over a 7-footer.
Well, that's
what I'm saying.
Those are the things that come with, like, he'll learn how to do those things. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
he's got to learn to look at the basket.
The team, even Randall, everybody got stuff they got to work on.
I think we're all in agreement here that everybody has something they need to work on. That we all have a lot of things that we need to work on as a team.
The name of the game though is put the ball in the basket and stop the other team from putting the ball in the basket.
The name of the game is winning. That's the name of the game.
Win.
Lots of guys put the ball in the basket and lose.
Right.
The name of the game is winning. And right now, in percentages of winning, Mitch is at the top of the food chain.
Yeah, and not for nothing.
Winning the most.
Yeah, not for nothing is like defense is a lot harder to teach and coach than scoring.
Say that again. Tell him again.
Defense is a lot harder to coach and teach than scoring, because scoring you can always tweak your jump shot. You can always go to a different trainer or a player in the past to learn how to score. But defense is a mindset.
That's why most of the guys in the NBA can't play defense.
You're absolutely right. It is.
Right.
He's already gotten that part and he's already getting there. So I'm willing to wait. I also would like to have.
But Powell, y'all can't be serious. Y'all are saying Mitch. Y'all are saying Mitch.
That's what the hell I'm talking about. His benefit is Bodega.
Y'all are saying Mitch has to learn how to look at the basket. This is ridiculous.
No, I ain't saying he need to learn to look at the basket. I'm telling you, Freezer, I think a lot of people gonna be shocked, and I'm gonna stick out to it. Before this season ends, we gonna see Mitch doing stuff offensively.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stick out to it because I was starting to second guess, and I was thinking, and then when I saw him working with Kenny Payne, and then to hear what Tibbs have said about him in practice,
right?
Basically, it's already confirmed to me what they're doing.
Yeah,
they're allowing him to learn to play defense, play to his strength right now, and they're gonna release him. They're gonna allow him to start. Hey, think back to this when we was watching him doing those 3-point shots out there, and I hear people say, "Oh, that's against this and against that." Hey, shooting is shooting. You know what I mean? And the guy was making 3-point shots. So what it's telling me is that they are not allowing him to showcase that yet. They're allowing him to do, because on this team, if you think about it, what other center we got on this team that can impact the defensive side of the ball like him? Noel. If you say Noel, to me, he don't even look like a center. He looked like a small forward.
Nah, Noel is.
He's small.
And so you take Mitchell Robinson off this team right now, it'll be a long day from us.
We're talking about Mitch not knowing how to shoot a jumper, but we have Noel here. He doesn't even know how to catch a ball.
Right. My main thing is y'all know that I want to keep the young core together. This is not the issue. That's not the question. The thing that I want people to realize is when it comes to, say, being a negative for another player, then you gotta examine the root cause. Right, you got to examine the root cause. That's the reason why I say the thing with Elfrid Payton frustrates me. And I'm not saying this to get Free Keith riled up, but what I'm saying is it's amazing what the offense looks like with Emmanuel Quickly as opposed to Elfrid Payton. When Quickly comes into the game, the offense looks a certain way, and when Elfrid Payton starts the game, the offense looks a different way.
And Tibbs said that though. And Tibbs said
it's
that.
a change of pace
that was
with
perfect.
those guys.
But
I also want to preface this, right? There's a difference in mindset with today's hoopers. So for Mitch, we're talking about Mitch not knowing how to get an offense, but the way players now that are coming up, they're not like how players were back then, like rewinding VHS tapes, repeating moves over and over. Right. They're not reading an actual book. They're not doing that no more. Right now, they're trying to go for the highlights.
Yeah.
Right. So Mitch learned how to block, get the highlight dunks, get the highlight blocks. So that was what he worked on, and not for nothing. I actually believe that Mitch wasn't taking hoop that seriously at all.
Right.
Until Tibbs gave him the ultimatum this season when he lit that fire under him and said, "Hey, yo, like you got to earn this." And so far he's shown that he's got heart, and I'm not pushing that against you that you don't like Mitch. I'm just talking about how I feel about like Mitch as like our center right now.
Right.
That this guy is willing to, on swollen ankles, kind of like how AI used to have like problems with his elbows and stuff, like, and he still played. Like Mitch could have sat out. He didn't sit out. Frank sits out. I didn't mean to bring it back to Frank, right? But what I'm just saying is there's something about Mitch's heart that I really respect, and I really like that as, like, if we're talking about culture, that's the kind of player that we need to have on the floor. We need to have like that lighthouse for the other players that are coming here in the future to know that this is what we're about. This is whenever you're on the floor and we're playing here, this is what we're gonna do. We're all gonna die for the ball. We're all going to try to play good defense. We're not going to try to get these guys to shoot threes on us like crazy like last season. And, we're going to go from there. Like, and today is going to be a good game because he's going to be matched up against Wiseman. Wiseman is more offensive-minded. Mitch is more towards defense. We'll see how it's going to go. Hopefully this inspires Mitch.
I think tonight y'all are going to be surprised to find out there is another guy in the league that can do the things that Mitch does.
It's not about being surprised. Like it's the fact that it's a rarity. Yeah,
Right.
we might find out there's another guy, but it'll be it's not a big thing. Like every team don't have somebody who can do what Mitch does.
Right. No. So Keith, I didn't take that. I'm not saying that in a negative way. What I'm saying is this, and I used this reference yesterday. When the Matrix was on the roof and they found Neo, they were like, Mr. Anderson, right? They finally had Neo trapped on the roof, right? And so they ran up on Neo doing these things that the Matrix allowed them to do. But when they found out that Neo could do what they do and better and be more powerful, there was a there was a moment there. Like Mitch can block a shot at the rim and fall, get up off the ground, and go block a 3-point attempt all in the same play. We know
everybody can't do that. Like
I know this, man. Except James Wiseman. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
two people out of 450.
Okay, so my point was, I think Mitch would be surprised that there's another guy in the league that can do that type thing. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you what,
I don't think so.
You're gonna see one of
Mitch
gonna have one of his best game of the season tonight.
Well,
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that.
Well,
competition breeds the best out of people, and I'm gonna tell you.
Damn.
Taj being back.
That's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm getting to. Right there, what Ryan Cleveland was saying. That's what I'm getting to. So, to me, in my opinion, I think Mitch is the dude that has all the physical gifts in the world and doesn't realize how talented he is, or what he can become. But then when he faces another dude with those same talents doing other stuff, he like, you know what? Maybe I can do that stuff that he doing too.
Yeah.
Mitch to me just. I see what you're saying.
I don't know if it's that simple, but like, I feel like it's more so the guys on the team with him. Like if DJ when he came here, if he could shoot, Mitch would be shooting right now. If Noel could shoot better, Mitch would be shooting right now.
Yeah.
It's not dudes that he's facing off with. I think it's dudes on the team. Right. Like if he had another center that could shoot well, he'd be shooting more.
But Keith,
at all.
That's the same thing I said. The reason why I want to see another point guard for quickly.
But I also give this to Mitch. Look at those games that he really exploded, and then like.
Are y'all miaches? Are y'all miaches? Is this
no?
Miaches? That's another term. That's what we call them now, the miaches.
I'm a fan of the winning Knicks team.
Yeah, so I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan.
Like,
but I'm a Barrett here.
Right now, if any recipe that's winning right now, I'm gonna defend each and every one of the players in that recipe.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna be out here comparing Mitch to other players.
If it's all that, then why don't you defend the Frank?
You can't defend somebody who can't get on the court.
Frank was bringing us dubs.
I'm messing with you, Frank. I'm messing with you. Hey, Keith, just real quick, Ron, real quick. Keith, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I defend Frank, but I've always stuck by the wording of Ron. Your best ability is your availability.
Right.
I can't credit for that. That's Slurth now. That's my man, Mike Slurth from ESPN, man. That's the best phrase ever.
Absolutely. So as much as I try to defend him, I can't really defend him that much because he hasn't been on the floor.
Because he can't defend himself. Like that's my point. Like people be arguing about Frank while he's on injured reserve. Like he can't.
He wasn't even playing that game. People, he's that kind. I don't know what it is about Frank, man. Yeah. I don't know. He's like I don't remember any other Nick like that.
Real quick, the reason why I defend him so much is because people bash him so much.
You know why people bash him? Because he can't see
the future.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know what it is? We was looking for a point guard for so long,
right?
And he was sold to us as our next point guard,
right.
And when you look at that draft, the players that we could have had, that's why Frank get it. That's why.
Well, the only one was Donovan Mitchell. We didn't need Monk, and we didn't need DSJ either. And we got DSJ over here. Everybody was clamoring for DSJ.
Nope, everybody wasn't.
I didn't want DSJ.
I didn't either.
Other people before I knew y'all, other people really wanted DSJ here. And once he got here, this is what happens.
But the thing is with Frank, man, you can't defend somebody who's
Legion, yeah.
But see, the thing about it, Ron, was I didn't know that he was going to be injury prone. I didn't know this was going to happen.
And that's what I'm saying, man. The man is never. And don't get me wrong, everybody know I love Frank, man. The kid I think is great for the locker room and all that. You know, but you can't get on the court. At some point, man, you got to know. Hey, at some point you got to know when to say when. This is year what? Four.
Yeah, four.
People who still defend Frank. People who I can understand at the beginning, he was saying like you don't know nothing about him. You fell in love with the guy because he was our pick and he's a point guard of the future, blah, 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 blah. But people who, after 4 years right now, still have the same stance on Frank, it's like Trump supporters.
No.
Okay,
Here's the thing.
Just drop the mic. Just walk away.
Hey, so here's your thing with Trump supporters. They wish that they had a fan base that was as loyal as the Frankers.
That's right. Let them know.
The Frankers.
You see them walk into the Capitol?
Frank
fan base.
But you know what? Frank don't even have to be present for his supporters to rally. Frankers will be like, yo, we were the one that game against OKC if Frank was playing. Frank ain't even dressed. Frank was in street clothes. You know what I'm saying, Frank? So Frank Ntilikina can legit.
That sounds like Trump supporters to me. I don't
know. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I saw a thing on Twitter where Beyonce knows. Beyonce, the Bayhive are jealous of the Frankers. Because Frank is just that loyal. The Bayhive is like, yo, we're trying to find out how y'all are so loyal to Frank Ntilikina.
Yo, okay.
Because at least Beyonce will put out music.
All right. I'm not gonna hold you, right? I could have I was looking through Knicks content, and I'm not gonna mention the channel. I've been unsubscribed right now because it's just pure craziness at this point. I found this one channel, and all of their videos was just basically defending Frank. Wow. They had maybe about 75 videos. That's just Frank defense, like.
That might be one of his homeboys.
Frank.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm not gonna defend Frank at this point or anything like that. But I have comments left over in some channels where I said Frank is not gonna be here next year as part of the Knicks. You know, I'm just I'm just being honest with my stance with Frank. Like I said, four years is a no.
Here's the thing, pal. This management team, they have no ties to these players right now. The only
zero.
They got ties.
Right.
They got ties.
So if it happens, and I have to trust.
Fired Rose.
I have to
trust. Got ties.
I have to.
You're right.
They don't got Phil Jackson ties. They don't got Phil Jackson ties.
I have to be real nervous.
I have to trust what this management team does. I have to trust it.
I'm gonna tell you why strongly I believe Frank will not be here, and we won't see Frank play again this year.
Now, wait a minute. Now, Ron, hold up now. Hold up.
Then you can try to rebuttal it.
Hold up now.
But you act like you reading my mind, Cornerstone. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you why. There's two reasons why. I told y'all about that knee injury. I told y'all about it before they came up with that article and said that there's, some serious problem with that knee so far as those ligaments. Before the New York Post wrote that article about it being a severe sprain, I was like, you don't hold a person up that long. And a severe sprain, a sprained knee, what that is, you have micro tears in those ligaments.
Yep.
And this is why I say Frank will not play again this year for us. It's not just because of that. It's because of the fact he does not have a contract for next year. And why would I take the chance to play and tear that knee up completely. And I'm gonna tell you, my son went through the same thing at Air Force his senior year. He played on a sprained knee, and that's how I learned about it. You know what I mean? He was playing on that sprained knee, and he tore his ACL in his senior year. So Frank knows this. He's aware of it. So would I take my chance to play for a team that has not guaranteed me a contract for next year and then blow my knee out? And then the very small sample size that I do have for teams to go on, that's all they're going to have. I'm taking a chance with my basketball future. The best thing for me to do, guess what? Sit my behind down and let this thing heal.
But you're 100% right.
Why did you say,
and this new regime probably also knew about the need, and that's the reason why he didn't get the extension.
Ooh, say that again, DJ Cash. Say that again.
The management probably knew about the need, and that's why he didn't get the extension. And to your point, you're right. He's out. He's done. I mean, I was a Frank supporter, but when I look at the body of work, he was really never developed. But unfortunately, he's going to be a casualty of the chess game. Because again, not every piece makes it.
I salute you at least for having like that, being able to see through the game. There's certain percentages and things that fans don't even look at. 4% of players stay with the team that drafted them.
Remember Stoudemire with his knee.
Cat is wishing
Remember
on
Stoudemire.
Like we're gonna get to the chip with like a whole roster of homegrown guys that we drafted.
Well, wait a minute. How do you explain Karl Anthony Towns? Just kidding.
Y'all, I'm telling you, I think that the thing that y'all are sleeping on, man, is this Frank Ntilikina thing. This Frank Ntilikina fan base thing is real. Frank Ntilikina has a stronger fan base than Che Guevara. Frank Ntilikina's fan base is stronger than Michael Jackson's. I'm telling you, Frank Ntilikina will have Justin Bieber's fan base wondering why they can't be more loyal. That's how cats are loyal to Frank Ntilikina. And listen, it's not something that we did. They just appeared from out of nowhere. They just became the Frankers. And Free Keith and myself are veterans of the Twitter thread that saw this thing develop in real time. When people legit said, when we said Frank can't dribble and chew bubblegum at the same time, cats lost their mind on Twitter. When I said, yo, Frank can't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time right now, but down the road, I think he'll be something. I got roasted for like 6 months straight by a group of dudes on Twitter that said if I don't say Frank is on the same level as whatever idol, whatever, just insert an idol, just insert one. Buddha. If Frank is not on the same level as Buddha in your mind, then you're a Frank hater. You know what I'm saying? And so we debated this I'm like, so yo, why don't we just allow this kid just to get better day by day? Don't put no pressure on him. Send him to the bench. Don't let him start.
He should have went to the G League.
Yep, exactly, Ron. Like let him, because we know he's wrong. He was never developed.
We know he's wrong. Y'all keep saying never develop like it's a one-way street. What the hell did he do?
What did he do? What did he do on his own? It ain't no one-way street. As a player, your development is 60% predicated upon you.
Right.
What you do. 40% from the staff. But you got to be the man putting in the most work.
Dude, we rested on, fans been resting on that, like, oh, they didn't develop Frank Joint like for way too long. Like, yo, like, what are you doing to control your career, Frank?
Right. Did the Knicks lock up the gym? Did he hide all the basketballs?
Yeah, he's out here. He's out. I mean, not for nothing. Whenever he post, look, like I don't care if you post social media workout videos or whatever, but I mean, if you're out here posting modeling pics while IQ is like posting himself watching like a game that they won, but still watching it to see what they can do. It just shows you like what kind of mindset you have. Where is your focus? I'm not trying to say Frank is a good player or not a good player, but what I'm saying is like, what is your mindset as a hooper? Yeah. Is your heart, you know?
And I think you're absolutely right, because when I think from when I played football, a lot of it is mental in this game. It's mental. It's your mindset.
DJ
Look at
Cash,
Kobe Bryant.
DJ
Look
Cash.
at
First
the
of all,
things that
DJ
he's
Cash.
done with his life.
Hey, DJ Cash, get up here lying. He a pretty boy. You ain't never played no football. Look, all of us up here with these raggedy bears. We up here with these raggedy bears, and he up here fresh. This dude ain't never played no football.
Hey, guys, I gotta go, man. As always, I love talking with y'all, man. Y'all are the bomb, man.
Not for real.
Hey, Cornerstone, don't you go in the corner and cry because Frank gone.
Hey, Ron, I cried when they let go Ron Baker. So there you go.
Oh wow.
He's like
Ron Baker. Oh my God.
Support group.
Hey,
wow.
shout out to you, though, Kev, man. Hey,
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
You need some mental health for
Salute,
that, man.
Kev.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit your show later on today, Ron. All right, so I'll try to hit it.
Oh, hey, I won't be on that 5 today, man. I got to do all this logistical stuff, man.
Okay, all right, cool.
I'm gonna just jump on after that late game tonight.
Yeah,
That
jeez.
thing will go off, but what? What time that game gonna go off tonight?
Probably 1 o'clock. Probably 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Those are the games we go to overtime with.
So it's in it's like in an hour or so.
Oh, real quick.
For me.
Real quick.
How many games have Frank missed in 4 years? I would like to know that. The total of games he has missed.
Has anybody ever posed that question before?
No.
In his whole career?
Well, here's the thing.
We just got a game moved to national TV, just so y'all know. That game on on Saturday. The game on Saturday. Sunday. It got moved to national TV.
So the league is catching on.
Cats is knowing. Cats is realizing, they got something going there.
So Saturday afternoon?
Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday afternoon?
Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
Okay.
National game now. It's national televised game.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, that means you're getting respect.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, take care. Love you.
I
don't care. Be safe, man.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And I'm gonna head out too. I gotta get ready for work, but I just want to say this: I love the discussion. I love the energy. The Knicks fan base is a unique group of people that are somehow crazy, exactly, in the head that they're willing to root for this long. Like I always say this, like I'm not even joking. I feel like even if I'm no longer here and we win a championship, I always say my ghost is gonna be in that championship parade.
Yo,
I don't care. My ghost is gonna be wearing my Starberries, and I'm gonna be in the championship. There's a spirit.
Starberries, shout out to Steph.
It doesn't matter if you're what do you Nilla Keener or if you're a
Franker
or a Miach. But as long as you're a Knick fan, that's all we really care about. Thanks you guys. Thanks for the opportunity. Keep go. Let's go.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace out,
man.
Yeah, man.
So Mo, where you stand on that Frank thing? I ain't hear you say
Look,
you were just
man.
soaking it up, man.
Look, man, I'm a Frank man. I'm sticking with him. Like I went to his first
supporter. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, I went to his first season game. As soon as I knew he was gonna touch that garden floor, I went and I watched because you know why? We never had ever since that Stephon Marbury era. Name one point guard who played defense. Who played?
Yeah, I agree with you. Up until the time he came, we didn't
defense.
have no defense now at that point guard position. I must admit.
Well, Frank really ain't a point guard, so we still ain't get one.
He plays
that was a low blow, but
Steve, he plays the point guard position. Like he brings the ball up. He's a facilitator.
He brings it up
when
to half court.
When he plays for his national
What
team,
are you talking about?
He's running the point guard position.
Dude, he brings it up to half court, gets challenged, and passes it. Like it even frustrated his players, his own teammates back there because he'd break the play up before it even started.
You know, so it really goes to the point of why he was drafted. Because if you look at how he plays the game, it's the perfect triangle offense point guard.
Phil drafted him exactly for what he wanted, and he may have worked
right
out.
on. That's what he is. If you look at him, that's exactly how those point guards played in that role. They hand the ball off and get out the way. Go to the corner.
And fans wanted him to change to something else. He was never going to be a dynamic point guard because the triangle don't call for a dynamic point guard.
Hey, so since y'all said point guard, I'm gonna change the subject real quick, and I just want to ask y'all opinion because y'all know y'all know the game more so than a lot of. I like to call y'all experts, right? Because y'all know this game, right?
I'm very
so here's the question that we talked about last night a little bit on the Knicks at Night podcast. It was like a few discussions that were running parallel, but we didn't get a chance to talk about it. So Ron, I want you to name your top 5 point guards of all time. And I'm going somewhere with this now. I'm going somewhere with this.
I think I know where you're going. top 5 point guards of all time.
Hey, chat, y'all do the same. Y'all do the same, chat.
I gotta talk about the Magic Man. I gotta go with Isaiah Thomas. I gotta go with John Stockton.
John Stockton. Woo.
Who else? Let's see. Who else would I throw in that equation?
Yo, that Stockton Malone give and go was money.
You said Magic, Zeke, Stockton, right?
Now my fourth one. You know, this guy would have been a whole lot better on another team, but I'm gonna go ahead and call his name Mark Price. He was another one.
Mark Price. Okay. Hey, Free Keith, get ready because I'm asking you too.
And my fifth one, I would have to say, boy, out of all the people I didn't see him play, I'm having a hard time with that fifth one.
Right.
The fifth point guard. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. And it ain't in no order when I'm talking about these guys. LeBron James. Matter of fact, if I'm ranking them, I'm putting LeBron right behind Magic. Because even though LeBron technically is a power forward, LeBron is a
if we doing that,
a point guard at heart.
All right, so Free Keith, who's your top 5?
I mean, if we're bringing out guys who aren't like point guards on paper, then okay. Magic to me is Magic is number one. Like he's always going to be number one.
Yeah.
But I'm solidly taking CP3 at 2. Solidly taking CP3 at 2. I think he's one of the best point guards in the league. And I think he's one of the best point guards. Cats don't even realize how much he really makes teams better.
Right, no, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Give me your 3 through 5. And then
I forgot about CP3. That's crazy, right? CP3. So I gotta bump Mark Price off the list. He the fringe.
Right, nah. Hey, Rob, we're gonna keep Mark. Because I'm going. Yeah, because I'm going somewhere with this. I promise you.
Stockton,
I know where you're going.
Stockton definitely is on there.
Who?
Stockton. So many. Stockton. Yo, I know it's only year 3 for the guard, but yo, if you add in LeBron, then I'm adding Luka.
Ooh.
Okay. All right.
Ooh. And his story ain't even over yet, but
his story just starting already.
Number 5.
All right. Yeah.
This ain't my fault. This is not in the order though. Like I don't want to.
Okay. Yeah.
No. You established. No, freaking. You established the order. You said Magic number 1 definitely, and then you said CP3 definitely number 2.
No. Well, Magic is definitely number 1.
Yeah.
CP3 I mentioned like because I definitely think he's one of the best of all time. But like the rest of these is not really like number based. Like it's just like these are like I actually have like about 10 people in my head that I really want to say. But I'm gonna leave it with Magic, CP3, Stockton,
Luka.
Isaiah.
Okay, so you said Isaiah and Luka. Okay.
And Luka.
All right.
And Luka.
That's a good one, man. That's
all right.
Hey, can't argue with that.
DJ Cash, who you got? Who you got, DJ Cash?
All right. Not necessarily in order. Magic, Isaiah, Steve Nash, Tiny Archibald, and
Tiny.
CP3.
Wait, okay, say that again, DJ Cass. I'm sorry.
He
Magic
said Magic. He said Magic, Isaiah, Steve Nash, Tiny Archibald, and CP3.
All right, here we go. Y'all got me messed up. All right, we all going with Magic. Number 2 is Stephen Curry. Y'all killing me. Stephen Curry is a point guard. I don't care what y'all say. Like,
okay.
Nobody arguing with you.
Ain't nobody. You arguing with yourself. Ain't nobody.
I'm just like, how y'all? Are you kidding?
He's a point guard.
All right, hey, 3 through 5. So 3 through 5. 3 through 5.
All right. This one is a little controversial, but I love this guy, and he's part of the reason why I'm very excited about Emmanuel Quickly. Tony Parker.
Okay, I can see that.
I had him in mind. Good one, Mo, because I had him in my mind
That's
too.
a good one.
And then
I don't see Quickly being Tony, but like I definitely give you that.
No, it's the floater. It's the floater aspect.
Oh, okay, I got you. I got you.
4 and 5. I'm gonna say. I can't believe you put Luka in there. Oh my god, you're messing me up. Honestly, the things I'm from the Bronx, so like the things I've heard about Nate Tiny Archibald, like I think we'll go with Tiny.
That was a good one though. Like I forgot about that.
It really is. And then 5, I'm gonna have to go with Steve Nash.
All right.
And I slept on Steve Nash, and Steve Nash was no slouch neither. He should have had a list of 10.
Yeah, he was.
Like 5 might not be.
So I'm
might not be enough, yo. Like we need a 10 list, like a list of top.
So I'm gonna recap this for y'all. I'm gonna recap because I got a discussion that I want to open with y'all, and I'm gonna hold y'all accountable based on the criteria that y'all gave me. So Ron said Magic, Isaiah, Stockton, Price, and LeBron. All right, so Free Keith says Magic, CP3, Stockton, Luka, Isaiah. DJ Cash says Magic, Isaiah, Nash, Archibald, CP3. Mo says Magic, Steph, Tony Parker, Archibald, Nash. Right? And so the reason why I bring this up, you know what? Let me give you mine. Let me give you mine, right?
Yeah, please.
Just so that everybody can be accountable.
And you better not say Pistol Pete.
Right. Nah, I ain't gonna say Pete. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say Clyde Frazier.
Oh, yo.
Right. So I'm going to say I didn't say he was number 1. I just said he on my
on the list. Okay.
Right. So Clyde Frazier.
Homer, this dude. Okay.
Right. So John Stockton. Right. Steve Nash. Steph Curry. Let's see. Who did I say? Okay. Clyde, Stockton, and Magic. Right? And so here's the thing. So we have this discussion about who's a point guard and who's not. Right? We combo guard and point guard conversations to death, right? Mm-hmm. And so what happens is we take this conversation of like when we evaluate players, we take the conversation and tilt it based on how right we want to be in the moment. Like if I want to be really, really right, I'll say, well, Magic is better than everybody. But then when you look back at Magic's body of work, what did Magic Johnson revolutionize? Did Magic Johnson revolutionize anything at the point guard position?
Absolutely.
And just to say he's big, just to say he was a big point guard doesn't count because every team doesn't have 2 or 3 big point guards on their roster, right? So Mo, why would you have Magic Johnson number 1 on your point guard list if he didn't revolutionize anything, or if he did revolutionize something? Tell me what that revolution is.
He revolutionized being a big point guard, and so yeah, he ushered in that era. Lakers. I wasn't even alive in that era. That's what I know. Just being Magic.
Okay, so I'm gonna help. So for everybody in the virtual chat, I'm gonna help Mo with this one, right? So Magic Johnson revolutionized the game because he started putting stats in every category. we didn't even remember what triple doubles were until we saw Magic Johnson have 20 points, 10 rebounds, 13 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks. You know what I'm saying? So Magic Johnson was putting ticks in every column. So Magic Johnson revolutionized the game, not because of his size, but the things that on the floor that he was able to do because of his size.
You know what else, Freezy? To your point, you know what else what he revolutionized?
What's that?
And it's actually twofold with him and that other guy that came up the same year in that draft.
Yeah.
Up until the impact that players was coming out of college with wasn't felt.
Right.
The way, matter of fact, Magic and Bird actually saved the NBA.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that impact.
Yes.
They lived up to the hype of coming out of college to the NBA.
Right.
And took the NBA to a level that up until that time people was like, what in the world is going on? What are we seeing? You know what I mean? So Magic, man, and the thing with him, you know what else he revolutionized? And Free Keith, I know you're gonna agree with this one. I don't know anybody else that passed the ball that made it look so easy.
Dude, I was just about to say it. Like he
Yeah.
and I wasn't. I definitely. I wish I was watching. I wasn't watching NBA at Magic's prime. So like all my stuff was rehashed. Like I'm watching old videos, and I'm like, yo, like he made his passes look so effortless. Like, like how you thread the needle from half away, like from a whole court away. Like
I wasn't no Laker fan, but I had respect for the Magic.
I really feel like he could have been a quarterback. He could have definitely been a quarterback.
I think one of the biggest things he had too, in reference to his size, you made mention to Freezy, court vision. And that's why he was able to throw those passes.
Yeah,
he had some great vision, and that's what enabled him to throw them passes the way he did.
I saw that championship game where he had to play the center, and that dude, I was like, oh, this dude's the greatest ever. Like,
I'm gonna tell you what,
ever.
As a rookie.
Ain't nobody.
As a rookie.
And let me tell you this, Free Keith. This is another thing with that cat. Ain't nobody, and I'll say it, nobody in the open court ran the offense like the Magic Man. It was the reason why they call it Showtime.
Right. So let me ask you this: do you feel like, based on what y'all said, that Magic is the greatest point guard of all time and maybe had the biggest impact at the point guard position?
Absolutely.
For me,
I'm here to argue. I'm here to argue. I could be here all day. I'm here to argue with y'all.
That's an arguable point, but I personally feel like Magic is the best to do it.
You and me both.
I feel like Magic may be third.
Third? Who's two on top?
All right.
You gonna put Steph?
He gonna say Clyde first.
He gonna say Steph. I know he's gonna say Steph. I know he's gonna say Steph.
No. Listen, check me out. So I'm here to tell you that John Stockton's career is underrated.
Very.
And the reason why is because he's got a gazillion more assists over his career than Magic Johnson. And he's the all-time steals leader. Right? From the point guard position. Not playing passing lanes, not zoning up and all that stuff. Back then, when Stockton was getting steals, it was on-ball steals, ripping your draws off. It ain't like nowadays where you can play zone. You know, it ain't like now where you can play zone.
Hey, you're right.
Did he also play point guard from the center position?
No,
of course
he did not.
You know who could? Magic.
Right.
Okay.
I feel you. Okay. So what offense did Magic Johnson revolutionize that people play today?
Magic revolutionized the fast break.
Yeah, the one-man fast break.
The one-man fast break, definitely.
Transition.
I would tell you this. I would take the pick and roll offense over the fast break. John Stockton revolutionized.
Not enough to get a
He did.
He took
in a half court set. He did.
Yeah, because the pick and roll was an outdated offense, like the triangle. When Stockton stepped into it, it was like, why you want to run pick and roll? Big men ain't meant to run full speed at a rim. They're not meant to shoot jumpers. John Stockton took that offense all the way to the all-time assist lead.
What he did for the pick and roll, Freezy, to your point, is what Magic did for the transition.
Right.
I think Stockton is definitely a legendary.
Dude, and so
legendary.
And so, Free Keith, this is. I'm sorry, real quick, Ron. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna jump right on. I promise. Stockton was so good in the pick and roll that offense led to the devaluing of big, slow, big men. The fact that you don't see plodding big men in the league no more is a product of that offense that John Stockton ran in Utah. Because big plodding guys can't defend the pick and roll. They're not meant to. They're meant to defend the post. But when you drag them out to the perimeter and put them on the island, they look like Enes Kanter out there defending the pick and roll. And now if you're a 7'2", 280 pounds, and you can dunk a lot, but you can't defend the pick and roll, guess what you are? You're an insurance salesman at 7'2". You're not an NBA player. You know what I'm saying? You're a 7'2", 280-pound car salesman because the pick and roll has phased out of the NBA. Yeah. And y'all know it. Also, y'all see guys like Dirk Nowitzki, who at 7 foot was the opposite of that and had a long career.
You're right.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm saying is, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Hey, so DJ Cash, Ron was gonna say something, and I cut him off. I'm sorry, Ron.
Oh, you good, man. You good. All I got to say, I was agreeing with you on Stockton, man. And when you want to look at numbers, numbers. A lot of times we say numbers don't bear out the truth, but sometimes they do.
Right.
And when you look at him, that's why I said I put LeBron in that category too, for point guards. And if I'm grading them in order, those my three top point guards. I got to go with the Magic Man, then I got to go with Stockton, and then I got to go with LeBron third. Right. Now them other two positions, you can flip them. You know what I mean? You can flip them, but those three guys to me is the benchmark, man.
Well, I honestly, I honestly feel like but wins are a tale of results to me. Like, and I dig it. I actually hold Stockton very, very high in my regard of point guards. And I know, everybody had to deal with the anomaly of Michael Jordan during the time, but he didn't. The results from his work weren't he didn't get no chip, not one. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like using chips as the only barometer.
You and me both.
But when you're talking about when the conversation is the greatest ever, not this person is a great, this is one of the greatest ever, I feel like those chips matter in that.
Yeah.
In that conversation of the best ever.
Right, because it's
the other point.
So whatever he was the leader of the team, and he could not lead his team to any chip, for regardless of what he innovated and how much he made the pick and roll, brought it back.
You know why Keith that happened.
Michael Jordan, but I'm saying I dig that, but Jordan wasn't there his whole career. Jordan wasn't in his way his whole career.
You got a point there.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. People.
Yeah. But you know what, though? Think about this now. It take greatness to get back to the championship. That take greatness.
Okay. You celebrating. I'm a Bills fan. We got there 4 times in a row and lost all of them.
You know what?
Celebrate that they made it.
I celebrate getting there than never getting there.
Okay. If those are the two things, those are the two choices you have. But
you want the ring. You want the ring. I'm with you, Keith.
The ring matters. Being able to close the deal matters.
I'm with you. I'm a Braves fan in baseball, man, so I know all about it. You know what I mean?
So let me. So
we got there. We got one. I was happy for that one.
Hey, so I want to. Hey, I understand what y'all say, but I got a question about one person that made the list is Tony Parker. And I want to ask Mo. So, Mo, are you saying that Tony Parker should be mentioned based on your list? Now, you're saying that Tony Parker should be mentioned in the same breath as John Stockton and Magic Johnson. Now, after you had time to think about it, are you sure that Tony Parker should be mentioned in the same breath with Magic Johnson and John Stockton?
I definitely think so because he was part of building a dynasty. he was the point guard for like the creation of a dynasty, and I think that has a lot to say. Like, I know if we look at statistics, it's not gonna be like overwhelmingly clear. But like if you look at those teams, if you watch the way like Tony Parker was like essential to some of those championships, like I think Tony Parker is somebody that you gotta like really think about, because like he was a scorer. Like he could really score, man. That guy like was revolutionized like the float game. Like I think he was very important in like, encouraging other players to put that into their games. Like he was very revolutionary in terms of that. And also like I think just being a point guard like that on that team and like averaging, having averages like 22, 20, 18, 17, like he had years like that where like he was legit.
So Mo, I feel you. But based on what you said and you being from the Bronx, I think there's a tiny pinhole in your argument, because based off of all that stuff you said, you did not mention Bob Cousy. And Bob Cousy,
I thought about him.
Bob Cousy won 8 championships, and you know what he revolutionized? The modern NBA handle, the way dudes dribble. Like before Bob Cousy, dudes hopped when they dribbled. You know what I'm saying? Doing all this. After Bob Cousy took that slick New York dribble, and for a white guy, slick New York dribble right up the street, and turned the way you play the game into a different look. And not only did he impact others in the league, he impacted another great point guard, a dude named JoJo White. I don't know if y'all remember him or not, but JoJo White was
he played on the same team with Archibald.
Right. So there's this, but here's the biggest thing that and I don't want to hold you. I just want to say this, and I can't believe y'all left my guy off, Clyde Frazier. So before Clyde, there was an offensive guy and a defensive guy, right? You get Clyde, you get a two-way point guard, right? The dude that's going to facilitate and get you in your offense, provide scoring, and is probably the greatest defensive point guard and I won't say great. It depends on how you feel about Gary Payton, but one of the greatest defensive point guards ever. So you take Clyde Frazier and you put him on your Oscar Robertson, and guess what you hear from Oscar Robertson? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you take a guy that could get you 16, 17 points a game, about 8 assists, and he's potentially one of the best defenders in the league. You know what I'm saying? And so Clyde Frazier is, and when we talk about revolutionizing the position, you're talking about a two-way player, a smart guy, two-way player, right? So y'all have heard the list. Is there anybody that y'all felt like we left off that's egregious?
Well,
Mo probably like, who the hell is Bob Cousy?
No, I know who Bob Cousy is. It's like this conversation is like, it's mired in recency bias. Like we're only gonna be like, in our heads, we're only gonna think about like the guys that like we've seen like the way, like that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Like I'm so mad that I didn't bring up Oscar Robertson. I'm so mad that I didn't bring up like Isaiah Thomas. I was
mad I left off CP3.
And so the CP3 thing, and so when y'all said CP3, my fist balled up by itself. I'm sorry. I don't need to be no disrespect. I just don't think CP3 should be on any top 5 point guard list.
He shouldn't be.
You know why? You know why? Because I watched a dude named Mo Cheeks. Right? Yeah. Anybody ever heard of Mo Cheeks?
76ers.
Yeah. So I watched a dude named Mo Cheeks take the Egomaniac tour, which was the Philadelphia 76ers. Because if y'all can imagine, dudes was winning MVP with other teams, and dudes was like, man, my name Dr. J. My name Moses Malone. You know what I'm saying? Dudes is legit like, yo, why I gotta listen to Mo Cheeks? He ain't nobody. Andrew Toney was legit the Boston Strangler. Andrew Toney would average 16 during the regular season and play Boston and get you 35. You know what I'm saying? They call him the Boston Strangler for a reason.
CP3 is better than Mo Cheeks, bro.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
It's like
More cheeks ain't
you
as
gotta
good
take
as
certain
CP3,
things.
man.
Like the only thing I take away from CP3 again is the same thing like what I was saying before. You got no chips. You weren't able to seal the deal. So like that takes away a certain measure away from you in terms of the conversation of greatest or this, that, and the other. But you gotta look at the man's work, bro. Like this dude was taking kids to the playoffs. Teams like he's getting traded to teams and they becoming playoff teams off the back of his on-court coaching and his PG work. And teams that like he come to the team like the Pelicans. He was on the Pelicans last season. No, everybody was like, oh, like they're gonna. I mean, not what's on. Wait, what team was he on? It was
OKC.
Okay,
they thought he was done.
They thought he was done. They thought the team was done. Everybody watched the team like, oh, this is a rebuilding year. They're not gonna do nothing. Dude, he had them boys humming.
Mm-hmm.
He had them, and you had to say it was him. It wasn't the coach. He had them humming.
Because look at him now without him.
And like and what kept him, it's sad though, because like to me, it wasn't ability that kept him away from chips. It was injury.
Yeah. Oh, say that again? Because I was just about to say
no. But
the difference between
it was his injury. What
I was about to say.
What's his name? Big man. Blake's constant injuries.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that team. That team should have had a chip.
Yeah, they should have.
So Ron Cleveland said the best ability is availability, and I remember Chris Paul getting hurt a lot of times in clutch moments.
Wait,
and even with Houston,
wasn't Houston, and he was like,
Game 7.
They would have won if he was playing.
Yeah, they would have won. They definitely would have won.
He was already mashing them out, and then he got the injury the 2 games before.
Which I'm kind of questioning. I think it might have been. Hey,
nah, he was hot. You saw how mad he was. He was throwing chairs and everything.
Yeah. I ain't talking about him. You know what I mean? He might have got the phone call.
It might have.
He's like, yo, we need this one. We need you to sit out this one, bro.
Yeah. we gonna get that before your time is up. But
right. And so I'm here to tell. I don't think that the thing with him and Mo Cheeks is as far away as what y'all think. I know Mo Cheeks played for a ton of teams, but guess what? So did Chris Paul. And I know Mo Cheeks was a guy that distributed first and wanted to get others involved first, but guess what? So does Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? So the thing but the only thing about Mo Cheeks is Mo Cheeks was there. And when y'all said the Clippers should have won championships, I think if you put Mo Cheeks on that team in his prime, you see a different outcome. Because Mo Cheeks could manage egos. The Sixers was it the egomaniac tour? The Sixers, really? Dog.
The Sixers are tough. Now I ain't gonna take nothing away from Mo Cheeks, but if I gotta pick between Mo Cheeks and CP3, I'm snatching CP3.
I'm just saying, I ain't never seen so many fur coats and herringbone necklaces in my life. I ain't never seen so many herringbone necklaces in my life until I saw the Sixers, man. I mean,
talking about I was talking about Westbrook this offseason, and I was definitely more so like, yo, if we could scoop CP3, that might solve many problems.
I wanted CP3 too, and once he got off the table, I was like, okay, Westbrook the next man up. But my first pick was CP3, man. I wanted CP3 because you knew what he would do, and that's the thing I was telling people, man. We have not had a good point guard on this team that can actually mentor the young point guards. You know what I mean? We have not had one in I don't know how long.
Let me tell you something. What y'all seeing with Quickly? Imagine if CP3 was in front of him.
Oh.
I want to get up and get off the pod right now just because of that. I was thinking about that right now. I would have paid CP3 every penny of that $40 million he was owed this year just to see that.
And to your point, look what he did with Phoenix. Look how he turned Phoenix around.
Look how he turned every team he's been on.
Every place he goes, the win percentage goes up.
Right. And so the reason why we brought up this conversation is because what happens is when we look at Elfrid Payton and we look at Emmanuel quickly, we say, "Oh, if only they had such and such," and so we can't put a finger on what we want our point guard to really have, right? I mean, quickly has some the makings of a great offensive arsenal, right? So he's got the 3-point shot, and if you close out on it too quickly, no pun intended, he's got a nice floater game that starts at about probably 15 foot or so.
And that's crazy.
Yeah. So, but the thing is Cash. I wanted to ask you this, man. How do you put Isaiah Thomas in your top 5?
How? Based on his body of work, based on how he ran the team, you know, his involvement, his offense, his defense, and I guess the fact probably the biggest fact is the chip. To be honest with you, and how all that culminated in some chips.
Right.
I had all them things you just said, DJ, and another reason why I chose him is his leadership ability, man. When you look at that team, for him to galvanize.
One other point. Yeah, that one other point I wanted to make. You mentioned about Mo Cheek with egos. Them bad boys, Dennis Rodman, all them. Oh, they have some egos. You know that.
Sally Lambeer.
And, you know, he managed it all. Lambeer, yeah. Yep.
Lambeer was
that's why he's on the list, man. Whether you agree with it or not, but that's just my opinion.
No, I'm gonna just tell you. I think you swayed me as soon as you said the bad boys and the egos and stuff.
Yeah,
I think you swayed me. I'm man enough to admit that. I will give you Isaiah managing egos and stuff. That was convincing. You convinced me on that.
Isaiah had a heavy lift.
Yeah,
he had a heavy lift.
Yeah.
And when he shot the ball 9 times out of 10, you thought it was going in.
Yep.
So why do y'all have average 11 a game? Like Freezy, why did you like bring him into the conversation?
See, that's what I'm saying. So going back and looking at the point total doesn't do him justice, dog. That's what I'm saying. Like we can't just look at. And I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But listen to what I said before that. Before we even looked at the stats, a man was like, "It's more important for me to win a championship than it is for me to score."
Yeah, he was selfless.
Yeah, think about what I'm saying. So my man said, "Listen, I can," and like the same thing for Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas could have averaged 30 points a game, right? He could have easily averaged 30 points a game. Easy, he could have averaged 30 points a game, but he chose to play the team game. You know what I'm saying? Play the long game, because at the end of the day, winning championships, once you're the champ, you can never unbecome the champ. You know what I'm saying? You can win a scoring title and do all that stuff. You can beat Alex English, right? And y'all gonna ask me, well, who was Alex English? a dude that scored a whole bunch of points. Yeah, a dude that scored a whole bunch of points.
A scoring machine.
Right, and they won no championship.
You talk about walking buckets. He was a walking bucket.
Right, exactly. He scored a whole bunch of points, and guess how many championships he got?
Oh yeah, nada.
Yeah, man. Hey, Freezy, everybody, man. I'm gonna have to run, man. But hey, man, I enjoyed this, man. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. If you haven't subscribed to the Blowing Tears Nick at Night podcast, the morning drive, y'all need to be on it. Hey, if you want that Knicks fix, I keep telling you guys, man, you ain't going no place else. I mean, you go to the majors, you're not going to even get a commercial slot of time talking about us. Right. You know what I mean? You just had 3 hours, 33 minutes, and counting.
Wait till we get nice again. Wait till we get nice again. I bet you it's gonna be a lot of media talk, but don't forget this thing.
Yeah, don't forget who's the backbone. You know, this podcast, you know, Nick, the Nothing But Knicks podcast, Uncle Sam. You know, everybody that's doing their thing, Terry and Trey, Nicavelli, all them Knicks guys, man. Y'all support them, man. Support them, man. Hey, this is our thing, man. And ain't nobody gonna take it away from us. And any trolls coming in the building, because they're gonna start coming out the woodworks. Hey, y'all run them out the building, you heard me? Yeah. With that, man, hey, Freezy,
Yo,
I'm gonna get with you, man. Cause like I said, I gotta get you them shirts, man. Like I said, when I say I'm gonna do something, man, I gotta do it.
I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna hit you up probably maybe Friday afternoon. Let me hit you up
Okay.
Friday afternoon.
Okay.
And then because I need to get your number. So
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you up.
Okay.
And then that way we can get squared away. Because I wanted to work with you on something.
Okay.
But I need to talk to you about it. I don't want to send it through no stupid text.
Gotcha.
All right. Hey, so subscribe to the channel, or I'm sending Mo to your house.
You don't want to see Mo.
You don't want that. You don't want
that. So with that said, I'm gonna wrap up here too, man, because I got to get some sleep, man. I've been up for like 18 straight hours. I'm gonna lay down and get some rest, man. But if y'all like conversations like this one, man, subscribe to the channel, like the live stream, join the virtual chat, join the video chat, turn your notifications on, share it on social media, spread the word. Because listen, because this is y'all. Listen, this is a podcast. It's not a Knicks TV show. So a podcast is going to include pop culture references. It's gonna have long conversations. It's gonna have a main topic that we try to stay along the lines to. But at the same time, we take liberty in straying away and getting into, say, Free Keith's bag or DJ Cash's bag or Mo's bag about whatever it is that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure what we talk about is interesting, man. We don't want to do a box score snooze fest. This is a podcast. So if y'all just keep that in mind, that when we get on here, you know what I'm saying, it's a little bit different from what everybody else is doing. We do podcasts so you can listen to it the next day and all kind of stuff, or go back and listen to it over the course of the weeks. Hey, I want to thank Free Keith, DJ Cash, Mo, Ayo Powell, Ron Cleveland, everybody that came on the video joint. And remember, y'all, this is y'all's show, right? Simmer Singh, this is your show. Quiet Money, this is y'all's show. Robert Paul, we doing this for you. This is your show. So make sure y'all support in the ways that y'all can support and try to grow this family, so the stuff that we get on here and do can be experienced by a bunch of others. I'm out of here. I'm going to go eat me a sandwich and get a nap, and I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
All right, Chief.
Uncle Freeze, real quick though, I wanted to holler at you. I want to make sure that I have some merch ideas I wanted to holler at you about.
For sure.